we will have a grand time, you know, when that day comes. You know, that is slowly approaching us right now. That day is slowly approaching us right now. It's an exciting time to be in the flesh, exciting time to be alive. There are many who have died already and gone, either by judgment, disasters, or either by natural. So there are many who were hoping to be alive, or either to die by sickness or by diseases. But we are still alive, and we have a lot to give Elohim thanks and praise for all the protection, you know, all of the provision. We have a lot to thank and praise Elohim for. So this is the life that you need to be on today. And I'm not talking all about the Ezekiel wheel, right? Well, today I will kind of go into the Ezekiel teaching, but you know, if we have as much people as possible, it will be, you know, a lot better. You know, it'll be a lot better if people could tune into the live, if we can have more people on the live. So I'm asking people to share the live, share the live, share the live, share the live. Alright, share this live. This live is more interesting, more important, more educational than sitting down and watching or listening to televangelists or listening to false prophets on Facebook. This live is more important than you sitting down and watching anything else that distracting you from your main goal is to get to heaven. This is the life that you need to be on right now. This is the life that you need to be on, and remain focused on what I'm going to teach you all today. And make sure you have your notebook out so that you know you can take notes of every single thing that I'm going to be teaching you all today as well.
A new earthquake has been detected. Location 5 kilometers southeast of Pahala, Hawaii. 5 minutes ago, 8:37 a.m. Class minor, magnitude 1.97, depth 30.25
and the magnitude varies depending on the places, or the places that need to be split, the places that need to be destroyed. So this is the live that I encourage everybody to be on this live, as this is the live that you need to be on right now in order for you to continue to grow. So anyhow, we're gonna have a grand time. We're going to have a grand time, but we can't, we haven't a grand time, but we want to make sure that when we have a grand time, we want to make sure we have all our other brothers and sisters who will be there with us. You know, actually don't want to leave anybody behind, but if it comes to leaving people behind, then I have no idea how that's going to, you know, work out for those who are going to be left behind. But I'm specifically saying that do not be left behind right now. Do not be left behind. You know, get yourself ready. You know, get yourself in the ark at all times. Remain in the ark. Don't be distracted by other sources, because other sources will lead you to the lake of fire. Alright, so do not be distracted by these other sources that is just here to deceive you or distract you from the main goal, which is to get in and to escape from the disasters and the destruction coming in the next 7 days. Well, you know, we already counting down the 7 days.
We shall have a grand time up in heaven, have a grand time. Oh, walk with the angels, singing glory, hallelujah. We shall have a grand time up in heaven, have a grand time. We shall have a grand time up in heaven. Oh, we shall have a grand time up in heaven, have a grand time. Oh, walking with the angels, singing glory, hallelujah. Oh, we shall have a grand time up in heaven, have a grand time.
I want you all to know why I play this song. You all must know why I play this song. Well, I heard this song in my vision. I had a vision, right? I had a vision, and I saw each and every, well, not everybody who has listened to my life, but I heard this song in a vision this morning, right? This song was in a vision, and we are singing this song over and over and over and over and over. All of us gather around the throne of Yahuwah, in my Lord Yahushua. We gather around the throne like in trees, right? There's one row, right? One row are soldiers, one row are commanders, and a next row of the citizens that is going to, they are going to be the ones to be citizens in Yahushua new world. Yahushua, a creation of a new world, a creation of a new beginning. Yes, this is exactly what's going to happen, right? A creation of a brand new world going to happen. Yahushua is going to create his own new world, and it's not going to be here. Nope. That new world, yes, that Yahushua is going to be creating. He's going to be creating new human beings, and he's going to be the father of creation. All right. He's going to be the, sorry about that, he's going to be the father of creation, right? Let me make sure that you all are hearing me well. I know there's be sometimes when you're not hearing me well. We have a lot of people trying to reach in. Wait, I will open the lines for you all to call in a second, but right now I just want you all to understand and make sure that you all are hearing me well. Once you all are hearing me well, that's a true blessing, that you all are actually hearing me well. All right, so right now I just want you all to understand, right? I just want you to understand exactly what's going on, so that you have an idea of how everything going to unfold around the earth. That's what you hear, maybe for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe for 4 minutes. Tonight live going to be a little different, because I'm going to be talking about some different things now relating to creation. Well, I know I talked about it a few years ago, and some people might really want to know what's going to happen in the afterlife. Now, some of you might be wondering how I know so much about creation and earthquakes, and how I could divinely predict or prophesy things into reality, because I am a part of creation, right? I was there when Yahuwah laid the tectonic plate, where he laid the fault lines. That is the reason why I can specifically tell you all exactly where all the earthquakes will be happening. I can tell you specifically where all the volcanoes will erupt. I can tell you exactly where will be split, where will be cracked, and what is the nature plan of this end time. There are many others in the flesh who want to be like me, rather, stating things that they have no idea about. We have the Sky Watchers, we have the Nemesis people, and the Planet X, and the Brongdorp Star. We have the Nibiru people. All these people do not listen to anything I say, right? You see, some people think that I just talking things because I want to talk, but the truth is, I not just talking things because I want to talk. I want to share with you, because it's time I share with you the secret and the mysteries of the kingdom that nobody else on the earth knows about. You see, unless if these people hear these truths from me, then and only then they will know exactly what I'm talking about. You think? Right? The only how people will know certain truths about the kingdom is if they first heard it from me. Right? If they first heard it from me, folks, then and only then they will understand the plan and the will of our Father Yahuwah El Elyon. All right? So there are many people out there who wannabes, who really wannabes, and will mislead you down the path of destruction. You have nobody else to blame but them. Them is the one that will lead you to the lake of fire. Them is the one who helping you reach there quickly, and they are the ones who dragging you along the lake of fire, dragging you down to be in the lake of fire with them. All right, so today, guys, I also want to teach about how the earthquakes will be happening for Indonesia. Now, this is a teaching that I did last year, and right now, as we can see, everything is unfolding right now, of the earthquakes that is unfolding right now in Indonesia, right? I'm going to show you all how all the earthquakes will be unfolding in Indonesia in just a second. We will get there, right? You know what? I don't know if you all know the song, but the song start When I get there, when I get there, I will sing and shout. When I get there, hallelujah, praise the Lord. This song just came in my spirit there. When I get there, when we truly get there, folks, I know when you all really get there, if you all really sing and shout for the kingdom of Elohim, all right?
With the angels, singing glory, hallelujah. We shall have a grand time up in heaven, have a grand time. Oh, we shall have a grand time up in heaven. We shall have a grand time up in heaven, have a grand time. Oh, walking with the angels, singing glory, hallelujah. We shall have a grand time up in heaven, have a grand time. We shall have a grand time up in heaven. Oh, we shall have a grand time up in heaven.
So just give you all an idea how heaven really looks. I give you all an idea how heaven really looks, and this is how heaven really looks. And when we transform in our glorified bodies, that's how we're going to look in an all gold form, right? Yeah, this is how everything going to unfold where the transformation is concerned. And my next live that I will be doing. I will be showing you all exactly where I'm going to show you all exactly where all the where the transformation of those who will be transformed into their glorified selves. That may sound like a myth to some people, but it's actually real that when the day of transformation come, we will transform. All right. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna just take you into I'm gonna take you in a second to where we're gonna talk a bit about the Philippine and the Indonesia. Well, I already did a teaching for the Philippine earthquakes. Now I'm going to do one for Indonesia, which I already done again. So that's a recap. I just want to show you all where all the earthquakes will be happening for Indonesia from 2017 into 2020. I'm going to show you where all the earthquakes will be executed. All right. If there's any questions that you may have, you can always ask in the interim. You can always ask. If any question that you have. I just want to show you all that I already prophesied and about all these things. So I don't want the numbers to drop, so I want you all to share this live, as this is going to be very interesting. All right, very, very interesting, and we would like for you all to really follow along. We'd like for you all to take out the books and take notes of everything that will be revealing to you over this live today. So stay.
Allahu Akbar.
So you see two Northern Malukasi. Alright, so Abraham will confirm everything I'm saying, because after today everything going to go forth in quick reach. Alright, so people like BMKG and the seismic authorities in Indonesia, they have no idea what I'm going to teach you all here, but I'm just going to browse around. And I'm going to browse around in Google. Alright, I'm going to browse around in Google, then we're going to go into the teaching. But before we do that, I'm just going to give you all a little flash. This is how the tsunami is going to happen. And before we actually go into the deep teachings of everything that you're seeing here, then I need to show you all around how everything will be happening. Alright, so we'll just switch that off there, as we're going to be teaching about that in a second. Alright, so first we're going to be telling you all how all the tsunamis will be happening. So first, as I said already, Christmas Island is where the tsunami will be happening for Central Java and East Java, right? Christmas Island is in the Indian Ocean. So this is the Indian Ocean that we are looking at right now, right? So we're looking at the Indian Ocean right now, right? Now you can't really see my mouse because anyhow, yes, let's just stay soon, because I had the mouse on the screen, but I think mouse is showing up right now. But anyhow, Christmas Island, and then we go over to Banteen, as I was showing you earlier, right? We go over to Banteen, right? So so the tsunami begins here, right? The tsunami begins here, just like what I showed you in the drawing here. The tsunami begins here. This is where the tsunami begins, as I showed you all already, a horizontal format. Alright, and when the tsunami begins, Christmas Islands, right, it will generate right behind Christmas Islands. Right behind Christmas Islands is where the tsunami will be generating. So in order to make you all understand, let me see if I could just put like a pointer or something here. Right, so I put a pointer here because I'm going to do a drawing to demonstrate exactly where the tsunami will be happening. The tsunami happened definitely Christmas Island, right? Christmas Island is where the tsunami begins. For Banteen, go back. For the other islands like South Sumatra, Jambai and West Sumatra, that's a different teaching, right? That's a different teaching, as Christmas Island is just opposite Banteen, right? And Banteen had a tsunami too recently last year. Last year around 2018, there was a tsunami that happened in Banteen, Indonesia. But that is Banteen there, right? It was a major tsunami, it wasn't a mega tsunami. Hello to Lalo, right? Let me get 300 people on this live now, right? So we see the little white thing down here. This is where the tsunami exactly going to start, just as I'm going to show you all on the drawing here. This is where the tsunami is going to begin, the mega tsunami, catastrophic tsunami going to begin, right? When the tsunami begins along the line here, that let me see if I can just bring back up my mouse. Because something's going a little wrong here, but I can't bring back my mouse. Alright, let me see if I can bring back my mouse. So okay, so now I bring back up my mouse. I just wanted to show you all that piece of drawing there. Alright, so I bring back up my mouse. Alright, so I switch off the drawing there for a second so that you all will notice and see. The tsunami begins there, right? Well, you all can see my mouse now because we're on. Alright, so the tsunami begins right here, right? Right here is where the tsunami begins. Let's go back out there again. Tsunami begins here, right? And it goes horizontal, well, a straight line from left to right, straight across, which I'll be showing you all in just a little second. I'll be showing you all about that, right? Alright, so as you can see, I'm just going to scroll down. The tsunami begins Christmas Island. It will rise right here. Here's where it all begins. It will rise here. Then the tsunami will go over Bantin, right? Bantin. So Bantin, and it will go over Central Java. It will go over Central Java, right? It will go over East Java. All this generated in Christmas Island, as I show you all the drawing from just now. Then it will go over to East Java, right? As I show you all already. Then it will go over to Bali, right? As I said long ago, right? So when it goes over Bali, right? Sorry. Then it go over to Lombok. Then over to Lombok. Then over to West Nusa Tenggara, right? And then it goes to Bima, not Burma. Burma is India. And then it goes over to East Nusa and Sumbawa, right? It will go over to Sumbawa, right? Now, and I just showed you all I just showed you all here, Greater Sunda Islands, right? Going according to how the map states that the places. So I'll explain that in another second, right? Then we go down, we go down to Tama, right? All here is where the tsunami will be rising, and I'll show you all, right? And then the tsunami, where is this? Then Tamasi, as I teach you all already, Tamasi. Alright, if you look, you will see Tamasi, right? And then the tsunami still going, right? Then the tsunami still going from Tamasi, it rising over to Tama, this place here, right? Alright, there's tsunami will be happening, right? Tamasi, and then let's go again. Then Arafurasi, right? Arafurasi is where the long stretch tsunami will end, right? So the tsunami begins Christmas Islands and it ends in Afura Sea, right? Alright, so it runs Afura Sea. This is a different teaching that I'm getting into here, but I'm not going to teach about Papua New Guinea today because of how the islands are structured. There's different things that need to happen in order to bring the tsunami on the land. I'm not going to teach about Papua New Guinea today, but I'm just going to teach you all about Papua, right? As the islands can join, as most of the islands not really join together to say joining, but right. So there's a different teaching, because as you can see, this is Papua New Guinea. It's a complete different teaching there. I'm not going to get into this today. I'm going to teach about Papua New Guinea next time, right? But Papua New Guinea will have a mega tsunami too as well, which will be happening differently from all the other tsunamis. So what we're going to do is we're going to get back down to Christmas Island, as I'm going to once again explain how the tsunami will be rising and generating, right? So let's go. We're going. Now I already did a drawing on Indonesia how the tsunamis would have been happening, but Facebook take down that video, unfortunately, right? And nobody didn't get to upload it on YouTube, right? The other video that I did with Christmas Islands and all them different things was taken down from YouTube, not YouTube but Facebook, right? So when the tsunami begins in Christmas Island, which is this place here, it will rise over Bantin. Let me just go over Bantin. It will rise over Bantin, Central Java. Then, right? Then when the tsunami, well, you know the tsunami has to go, as I tell you all already, South Sumatra and them different places is a different tsunami, all different setting going and happen there, right? So I just give you all a run through. I just give you all a run through of what I'm going to teach sometime today or sometime another day, right? So I'm just giving you all a little run through now, right? Alright, so let me just go here. Right, Java Sea, right? Alright, so the tsunami generating Christmas Island, then it will generate again in Java Sea, right? When the tsunami generates again in Java Sea, it will rise over West, Central, South, it will rise over East Kalimantan, it will rise over this island here, right? The tsunami will be 7,000 feet high. So all the tsunamis will be happening around the earth will be 7,000 feet high. all tsunamis, all catastrophic tsunamis. Make this be clear and make sure that you all are taking notes of everything that I'm saying. I don't like to repeat myself, right? I can not repeat myself. But the tsunami will generate in Christmas Island. When it generates in Christmas Island, then the fall of the tsunami, right, will come over the island of Central Java, destroying East Central, Badong, Jakarta, and all those different places, right? Remember, Jakarta is where underwater tsunami was generated, blah blah blah, which did not happen. They lied and told you all that Jakarta, when Jakarta volcano did erupt, that they claimed that would generate the tsunami. That was a complete lie, right? That didn't happen like that, right? Alright, so when the tsunami generates from Christmas Island, it rises over Bantin, Jakarta, and then it will generate again in the Java Sea. When it generates, let's see if I could just go to Java Sea and click. Right? Just Java Sea, right? So this is Java Sea that I just clicked on. This is a live map. Alright, so it will rise over Java Sea and then it will go over this island here. It will go over this island because it's already generating. So it generated Java Sea. That's why it had so much earthquakes in Java Sea, right? It rises over and generates over Java Sea, and all these little pieces of island here will be destroyed. This piece of island here, as I tell you already. So the generating of the Java Sea will begin when the Christmas Island tsunami begins over Bantin, West Java, Central and East Java. When it reached there into the sea, then it will generate again in Java Sea, right? When it generates in Java Sea again, then it will rise 7,000 feet to cover this island, right? When the tsunami or mega catastrophic tsunami cover this island up 7,000 feet high, then when it go over there, then it will generate again, right, in Celebs Sea, right? It will generate in Celebs Sea. Now, Celebs Sea is a complete different teaching because I already teach about this in the Philippine drawing, right? This Celebs Sea is where another tsunami will be generated for Davao to go over and rise horizontally over the islands. It's the way how the islands are situated. The tsunamis have to be differently generated, right? Now, over Celebs Sea, I haven't seen any earthquakes happen in Celebs Sea yet, but I will teach about that on another occasion, right? Now we're just going down, right? Well, I'll tell you already rises over this island 7,000 feet. So we're gonna go over to Bali and Lombok, right? So remember I told you all already, remember Bali was having earthquakes, Bali Sea and all these different beautiful things. Bali Sea is right behind there, right? So if we look now, we see, oh, I'm looking a little too far from what is there, right? Remember different tsunamis will be generating at the same time, right? Note that what I'm teaching you all here will actually happen. This is on the golden scroll of Elohim's destruction. This is exactly how all the mega catastrophic tsunamis will be happening. As I said already, it's more than 7 mega tsunamis. It's about 12 mega tsunamis will be happening in that region where Malaysia and all different places. So I just going around now. I just want to show you all. So before I start the drawing now, I just wanted to show you all what I'm talking about, right? So as I said already, then the tsunami will be generated from Java Sea. Then it will generate in Savu Sea, right? Savu Sea is where it will generate from being generating out here. Here it is. Indian Ocean, right? Generated in the Indian Ocean. When it generates in the Indian Ocean, 7,000 feet, then there will be another tectonic plate to trigger off by Savu Sea, which no earthquakes happening Savu Sea yet. Savu Sea is not really a major point of contact with the Indian Ocean, as they're going to use the Indian Ocean to create the mega tsunami. So the Indian Ocean is where the mega tsunami will be happening to go over the island of Indonesia, right? Right, as you can see, the tsunami happening horizontally, right? I'll be doing a drawing on it. I don't know if it's possible to do a drawing today so people have a better understanding of what I'm saying. Alright, but this should be important so people understand. Over to Banda Sea, right? So over to Banda Sea is where another tsunami will be generated, right? Another tsunami will be generated there. And then North Moluku is where the Molucca Sea is, right? Molucca Sea is right up here. Somewhere here is supposed to be Molucca Sea.
New earthquake has been
Let me
detected.
see where that is right now.
8 minutes ago.
Oh my
7:35
gosh.
a.m.
No,
Blast, light
no.
magnitude 4.8 depth 100.
Oh, whoa! Whoa! Banda Sea. Proof, guys. Proof. Look at that. Proof, 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 proof. While I'm teaching, earthquakes are happening exactly before I even pointed to you where the tsunamis will be happening, and you're seeing it happening, right? Banda Sea. Right? So as you can see, we see Banda Sea here, right? That's where another tsunami will be generated or triggered, right? Another tsunami will be triggered, Banda Sea, right? This is proof that I am divinely teaching you from the creators. So this is proof, 1,000,000 zillion percent proof that this is where all the earthquakes or the tsunamis will be happening. This is proof that everybody should be listening to me right now, right? All right, so as you can see, Banda Sea, right, is where another tsunami will be generated. Not too far from Banda Sea is northern Molucca Sea. Molucca Sea is up here, right? If I could just scroll through, I think it's right. Let me just check that.
A new earthquake has been detected.
Another earthquake.
Kermadec Islands region, 28 minutes ago, 7:16 a.m. Blast, light magnitude 4.7, depth 110 kilometers.
Kermadec Islands, nice. Kermadec Islands is New Zealand, I think. All right. So as you can see, Banda Sea here, right? And not too far from Banda Sea will be northern Molucca Sea. I think Molucca Sea is supposed to be somewhere up here. No, I think a little too far. I think Molucca Sea is supposed to be somewhere right up here, right? So this will be northern Molucca Sea will be up here, not too far from Molucca, right? Right. All right. So guys, as I said already, over Banda Sea is where another tsunami will be triggered already. Another tsunami will be triggered there, right? Molucca Sea, tsunami will be triggered in Molucca Sea. A mega catastrophic tsunami will be triggered in Banda Sea. Now, no earthquakes hasn't happened yet for Afura Sea, right? Let me just see if I can bring it on the screen there to show you. So Afura Sea, no earthquakes hasn't been happening at Afura Sea yet, right? No earthquake happening at Afura Sea yet, right? Not yet, but soon. Right, but let us show you all exactly where the mega tsunamis will be happening, right? And let me just come down to scroll down. Now down here is Australia, right? Down here is Australia. There was a mega earthquake to happen not too far. Let me see if I can just bring it to show you all, boy. Right, another earthquake. It happened opposite Bali, so I think I had to go. Let's go. Another tsunami will be generated down here. So somewhere down here, where you see down here, a tsunami will be generated to go forward, as I teach you all already, which I will be teaching you all on further dismantling of the different parts of Indonesia, right? So a mega earthquake happened right down by Australia a few weeks or days ago. All right. I'll also be teaching about Florida too, and different parts in the US where the mega tsunamis will be happening. And one of those places where the mega catastrophic tsunamis will be happening is in California. Right, we'll be talking about California. California, off the coast of California, is where another mega catastrophic tsunami will be rising, which I'll be talking about in a few days from now, or maybe later, as everything will begin to expand from later on today as 10 o'clock. Well, we didn't reach 10 o'clock yet, but you're all seeing they start major and then mega and then catastrophic, right? So we didn't reach 10 o'clock yet, but I decree already and declare to you that I am teaching directly from the creators. So you know exactly that where the tsunamis will be happening. All right, guys. So we know that Christmas Island, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go up to give you all an idea how the other tsunamis will be happening, right? That will be for Lampung, South Sumatra, Jambai, alright, Jambai, and also we just go up, we're just going up some more. Oh, it's just moving on slow. Alright, so we're just going up, guys, to show you all where another tsunami will be generated for Thailand. Alright, and wanna also discuss, I'm waiting for it to come up properly so that you all could have an understanding there. Right. As wow, I had it so good just now. Right. Alright, so as you can see, Adamant Sea, right? Adamant Sea, right? This is Adamancy here. Adamancy. There was an earthquake that happened Adamancy a few months ago, right? Adamancy is opposite Taiwan, right? Now, another tsunami will be generated behind the island of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So behind the island of Andaman and Nicobar Islands is where another mega tsunami will be generated there, right? And now we're going to talk about Bengal Bay, right? Or Adamancy, as you can see, Bay of Bengal, right? Bay of Bengal, that is the Indian Ocean, right? Well, some of you all know the Indian Ocean, and some of you might see like Sri Lanka and all those different other beautiful places, which is beautiful, but the people's heart is not clean, by the way. A few days ago, let me just go up. There were floods in Burma, right? Look, Burma there. Burma is in Myanmar, where there were plenty floods, right? Terrible floods happening in Burma, right? Also, I want to reiterate that Yellowstone will facilitate or help in pushing the tsunami, the catastrophic mega tsunamis of lava around to different volcanoes, right? As what happened in 2018, this time it completely different, as it's going to happen in different volcanoes. As the volcano in France, alright, had an eruption just like what happened in Hawaii, but it wasn't to that extent, where the lava was actually leaving and made like a bridge or like a highway for the tsunami to run into the sea, to go into the sea, to pass the different volcanoes, right? That was 2018, already declared as in 2018, right? So you also already be aware of all these different beautiful things that will be happening, right? Now, so let me just go back out, right? Burma and them places, a tsunami can't happen for Burma because how Burma is. Because of Burma is, a tsunami can't happen, right? It can't happen, right? So there's a different complete destruction for those who own straight lands. Like those who completely own the land, there's a complete different destruction for them, right? Now, Thailand having earthquakes, right? Thailand had plenty earthquakes, and Burma too had an earthquake too. That is in order to split Burma, right? Remember I teach you all about that already, right? Anyhow, the tsunami will be generated here, out here, for say. Let's see if I could click it. Alright, the tsunami will be happening here, enough space in order to generate 7,000 feet of water here, right? The water will be gathered here, right? And then the water will be used to saturate. Remember, a few months ago, a water spout was seen here, right? If you ever follow up on the certain or other weather stations and who have you, who does do the reporting of disasters or different events that are happening around the earth, then you will specifically know how those different tsunamis will be happening. So 7,000 feet of water will be generated here. This is in Bengal Bay or Bay of Bengal, however I want to say it. This is part of the Indian Ocean too as well, right? Now mega tsunami will be generated here, and it will rise over Myanmar, right? When it rises over Myanmar, like Myanmar, Burma, it cannot reach further than that, right? So what will happen here? What will happen here is from the split right now is happening from Burma straight across to Laos, straight across from Laos to here, right? Remember, that's how the splits will be happening. Oh yeah, I'll show you all something else. Oh, you all see it. Alright, so you all see in Burma, right? Like Burma here. That's Burma here. So if you look at the mouse carefully, you will see right here, Myanmar, Burma is where the split coming across from here. Right?
A new earthquake has been detected
from Burma,
Southern California,
right? From Burma, comes straight down to Burma, comes straight across to Hainan. Never heard about this place before, alright? But these places are more Japanese place, wherever, right? So the split happening from Myanmar straight across to Laos, from Laos to Hai Phong. So from Burma straight across to Hai Phong. Note that Burma and all those different places is part of Indian county, right? So after Myanmar, right, you go across to places like Vietnam, right? So from Myanmar straight across to Laos to Hai Phong, and then this piece of island called Hainan will be cut off. Also Zazazang, right? Zazazang, Zahan, Jahang, wherever name of the place. Let me just bring it up to you all, see what I'm talking about. Alright, so you all get an idea, right? So right here would be Zazang, Zahang, wherever anybody places, right? Wherever anybody places. Anyhow, this is more Vietnam, more China, like more kind of place, right? Remember, they had plenty earthquakes, and also, could you all remember the typhoons, the different typhoons that happened there? Right, the typhoons is to clear the land, so that the tsunamis, so that the land could easily be accessible to splits. That is the reason why for the typhoon. The typhoons is also here is to flatten things. Typhoon is what does do the flattening does be done by the typhoon, right? Also to note, a category 3 hurricane will be happening in the Caribbean soon, very soon, right? Very soon. So just giving you all an idea now, just opening your mind to understand of what's really going on, right? So yeah, Burma is the capital of Manama. Thank you for that, Commander. All right, so from Burma straight across the Vietnamese island, which is Zazang. This place called Zazang, right? Let me just see if I can just go back out. This place called this place called Zayajang. This place had an earthquake recently, right? There was an earthquake in this place recently, right, which is right here, right? There was an earthquake right here recently, and mind you, there are people living there, right? There are people living here, right? So this is more a little small coast where people just go and fish and wherever. But from the capital of Manama straight across to Zazang, wherever anybody place, there was a couple earthquakes happening there, right? A lot of earthquakes happening there. That's in order to create a split, right? To split off from here to here to create the split. So what happened is, guys, right? Let me just zoom out. Let's beautifully zoom out. Note I'm using Google Earth, so it will look kind of weird, right? But the earth is really flat, right? In order for water to remain settled, right, the earth needs to be flat. So Google Earth you're using, you will use a ball frame as you see in the stupid ball. But the earth is really flat. In order to make people understand from a more deeper perspective how we were deceived by our enemies, I have to zoom in and bring it up so that you all will at least notice that it's flat and it's not wrong as they claim it is, because water cannot settle on a ball. Therefore, that is false, right? Water can only settle on a flat earth, on a flat plane, anywhere that is flat. If you dig a pool, right? Even a swimming pool has to be flat. You can't build a swimming pool wrong unless if the water is encircled in the ball that you build, the water has to remain in there. That means that the water will remain around the circle of the ball, right? But remember, in order to entrap the water, there must be a sort of casing. Let me say a glass casing that keep the water in, but to keep the water flat, to do whatever they want to do, the earth needs to be flat. Right? I hope I'm explaining that to you all so that you all have a better understanding what I'm talking about. Right? The earth has to be flat, and the earth needs to be flat. Note to everybody who's listening, I am not a part of any flat earth society. You don't see me posting nothing about no flat earth society. And by the way, I am the one who started teaching about the flat earth since 2007, way back, since in the times of MySpace. Anybody remember MySpace? Anybody was on MySpace before? If there was on MySpace and Viber and all of the different apps that we used to use a long time to communicate, then you will have an idea what I'm talking about. But MySpace used to be like Facebook long ago. So I was on MySpace, and I teach all about this already, but not in depth, where you could actually see the map, where I could actually communicate with the whole world. Right? So you all have an understanding, right? So we know that the split is from Manama. Burma is the capital of Manama. From Burma straight across to Zazang or Zayazang, that is place that will be split. Now you understand, right? Now you understand, right? So that the split now will connect back to the ocean. You all have an understanding, right? Then another tsunami will be generated. Taiwan.
13 kilometers south of
Taiwan has
Oklahoma, 6 minutes
right?
ago.
Taiwan has a lot of earthquakes in Taiwan, right? Look, Taiwan there. Taiwan does have earthquakes, right? So, as we can see now, next to Taiwan, opposite Taiwan, is an island called Ziyazang. Now, those islands called Ziyazang had plenty earthquakes, and that is in order to create another split, right? So, you know, remember the ocean. The ocean will be used as a real important way to trigger the tsunamis, right? So the tsunamis will be triggered from the ocean, but not everywhere, or not every part of the ocean will be an important place where the tsunami will be triggered, right? So the reason why Taiwan had so much earthquakes is to trigger another tsunami from Taiwan that will rise 7,000 feet to stretch from, let me see, from East China Sea, right? So from East China Sea to Taiwan, from Taiwan to, let's go, from Taiwan to, let me just not talk about that, from Taiwan to this place here called Taiwan, right,
location, New Zealand,
will be broken off. Well, I'll tell you already about that, right? Because this place had earthquakes right here, so therefore the split now, guys, right? So the split will be happening South China Sea. Alright, so the split will be happening in South China Sea. Let me just see where this is. Let's see what place this is. Just scroll down there so we can see. Alright, so then it will meet back from Burma. The split will happen from Burma straight across the South China Sea, where another tsunami will be generated not too far, where Taiwan is, not Thailand. Thailand is a whole island by itself. Where Taiwan, right? Taiwan had those guys, you remember Taiwan had what do you call it again? A typhoon, right? Taiwan had a typhoon. That is in order to flatten Taiwan, right? To get the people to move from Taiwan to go on the land. So the reason why Taiwan had so much of typhoons and all them different things is to move the people from Taiwan to let it go over to China, right? So this China here, this is on China land here, right? But we ain't reached China yet because we ain't see China mark up yet. China is way further, right? Now, I'll just give you all a little idea now, right? So the reason for the typhoon that happened in Taiwan, or the earthquakes happening in Taiwan, is to remove the people from Taiwan, as the island of Taiwan will be used as an important point to generate a mega tsunami, right? So that is the reason why we want people off from Taiwan and let it go on the whole land here. People need to move from Taiwan and go over to this land because Taiwan will be completely destroyed, right? Because Taiwan is one of the major places. Let me just say Taiwan is like point A, right? Taiwan is where catastrophic mega tsunami will be happening. That is in the south of China Sea. As the map say, the south of China Sea, and that's exactly what I'm going with, as what the map says. So people can say I just making up things. So I'm going as what the maps say because we will work according to what the maps say, right? So earthquakes and everything will happen as the maps say, right? As I am teaching you all where the mega catastrophic tsunamis will be happening, right? This is exactly what we will be working with. We Elohim will be working with. We're working with the map so that you all will have an understanding of where all these earthquakes will be happening, right? And a few days there was an earthquake that happened in Taiwan back to back 6.8, 6.0. All these earthquakes happening in Taiwan, and Taiwan might look like a small place to you, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to zoom into Taiwan, right? So if we go into Taiwan and just look at the earth as a flat plane, right? Once you look at the earth as a flat plane, you will understand how mega catastrophic tsunamis will be triggered, right? So Taiwan, right? Taiwan is one of the major places, one of our major places where catastrophic mega tsunamis will be happening, right? Taiwan now, let's zoom into Taiwan, boy. Taiwan might look small to you, but Taiwan is big, right? It might look small on the map, but it's a big place, right? It's a big place where humans dwell, right? But Taiwan is an island that is confiscated by water or surrounded by water. That's like how Trinidad is a small island surrounded by water, right? Taiwan is surrounded by water, right? And it was easy for Abbadiel to create the typhoons. It was easy for typhoons to be created, or typhoons to happen in Taiwan, as they will use the ocean water to saturate Taiwan, right? So now the typhoons are used also,
magnitude 5.2,
right? The typhoons are used also to do saturation on Taiwan, right? Typhoons are used to do saturation. Typhoons are used to bring flattening. Typhoons are used to bring separation. Typhoons are used to beat the earth, right? Remember the typhoons and them that has happened in Taiwan, there's been real dread wind, right? That is in order to blow the people out from the island, to move them out from the island, because right here there is China built a bridge, right? There's a bridge from here, a connected bridge from here to go back over onto the land, right? Now from here to here, Taiwan had their own system, their own internet, but they're all under the Hong Kong, or they're all under, not Hong Kong, Taiwan is under the government of China, right? Taiwan is under the government of China, but Taiwan have a different culture, a different kind of people, with a different attitude, different mentality. As Taiwan is a place just like Indonesia and them different islands in the Philippines, Trinidad, all different. They have a different culture, different way about themselves, right? Now, I'm not teaching about culture here. I'm teaching about history. I'm teaching about the truth, so that the public could be aware of how different things will be happening. Right? So, as we see Taiwan there, right? Now, there were earthquakes happening on Thailand. Now, I want to show you all how Taiwan will be separated. We know there were earthquakes that happened in Taiwan, and I'm just going to go do a little zoom in now. I want to show you all, right? There will be another mega tsunami to happen.
Earthquake information. Location 2 kilometers southeast of Rancho Cucamonga, CA. 7 minutes ago. 9:30.
There will be another tsunami to happen in Philippine Sea. The tsunami that happened in Philippine Sea will go towards Taiwan, right? It will go towards Taiwan. So all the typhoons and things, right? Elohim will take water from the Philippine Sea, and they will do the typhoon on Taiwan, and that's what's happening there. Now I'm going into the drawing, because after this I am going straight back to the beginning of the drawing, right? But I'm just giving you all a little idea now, right? Western Turkey, all right. Let's not be concerned right now. I'll be talking about Turkey and all the different places where earthquakes will be happening, all right? But you all remember there was a tornado that happened on land in places like Europe, places in Europe, and it had not typhoon, it had right, it had that happened in
earthquake upgraded to 5.0 from 4.8 location expanded 34 minutes ago.
Wow.
5 a.m.
Wait.
Moderate depth 138 kilometers.
2.7 depth 157.0 kilometers.
Wow, 138 kilometers deep. All right, so it upgraded now to 5.0. Awesome, really awesome, really awesome. But I'm just teaching you all about Taiwan now. But it happened in Europe, where there was a tornado that happened on land. All right, so as you can see now, right, we in Taiwan, and this is where Taiwan will be split. So I'll talk about it one time. Yes, I'll talk about it one time, so you all have our understanding. You all have a perfect understanding of what I'm explaining, or what I'm trying to explain to you. All right, so Taiwan now, right? Taiwan is being split from here. So the split is happening from here straight across. The last earthquake that happened in Taiwan, and I'll just zoom in as proof so people will see now. Yeah. Last earthquake that happened in Taiwan, it happened. Let me see. It happened
9:31 p.m.
And if you don't believe me, go on your search page.
5.2 depth 10.0 kilometers.
The last earthquake that happened in Taiwan, it happened exactly here, Ho Sung City. Ho Sung. K-O-U Sung City, right? T-O-U City, right? The split happening from T-O-U City straight across to, let me just bring it down, boy. Straight across to Tapial. There was an earthquake that happened Tapial. It was an 8.0, right? I think that was sometime last year. Last year was an 8.0 earthquake that happened in Taiwan, right? And a lot of people died. About 1 people off the island. Taiwan is just a piece of island, right? Taiwan is not an island that people supposed to go to live by. As on Taiwan, it has volcanoes on Taiwan too. Yeah, I think it's supposed to have. No, I don't think it has volcano in Taiwan. I can't remember. Remember volcano? Remember fire volcanoes that be on land, right? And the underwater volcanoes that be on. The underwater volcanoes that be in the water too. Some that be fire and water mix, together, right? About 1 people off the land. So just making that justification. So just make sure that you all are taking notes. I don't like to repeat myself too much.
Earthquake report.
Right, this place called Zhangjiang, right? That's China, right? That's China. Yes, that's China.
0.0 kilometers.
I'm just going to do a little browse through because it's plenty talk. And it's plenty teaching. As you all can see for yourself, right? It's just land, right? But I ain't teaching about China because them destruction is completely different, right? Then destruction is completely different. So I just giving you all a little idea now. All right. Then destruction is completely different, right? So we have Taiwan here, right? So you know it splits happening from here straight across the Tahochuni city, right? Taiwan is actually splitting in half, right? Half, right? Like you know, like you have a bread, and let me say you have a whole bread. You're cutting the bread to share it, right? Taiwan is cutting in half, right? It's years now after them working on getting these people off the land of Taiwan. Just like what they did in Hawaii, but nobody moved, right?
20 minutes ago,
they stayed on Hawaii land, they didn't move. But this time, when the volcanoes in Hawaii going to erupt, it's going to be horrific.
Earthquake information,
right?
Location, Armenia, 18 minutes ago, 9:28 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 3.7, depth 0.0.
Alright guys, this is plenty talk.
Earthquake information, location,
So,
Armenia, 18 minutes ago, 9:28
I just give you all an idea.
Minor, magnitude
Like
3.7, depth 0.0 kilometers. Earthquake information.
So you see all the places, right?
7 minutes ago,
Now,
9:39
remember I told you all that remember I told you all how Taiwan is split from here straight across to here, right?
Earthquake
Now,
information, location, New Zealand,
earthquakes are
8
happening
minutes ago,
in China itself,
9:39
right?
p.m.
I'm going there,
Minor,
I too much
magnitude
teaching.
2.7,
I'm going there, but that's teaching you all from where I could teach you all from. I'm going in China because that's too much talk. Like too much explaining. And many people will keep on saying. So I'm going to explain about China destruction. But you all know already. Some of you maybe know already how China will be destroyed.
Oklahoma, 20
right?
minutes ago, 9:27 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 1.67, depth 33.47 kilometers.
But this is stupid Google.
Earthquake information, location, Tanimbar Islands, Reg, Indonesia, 16 minutes ago, 9:31 p.m. Class moderate, magnitude 5.2, depth
10.0 back to Indonesia side.
Earthquake information, location, Central Turkey, 34 minutes ago, 9:13 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 2.5, depth 1.0 kilometers. Earthquake information, location, Southern California, 23 minutes ago, 9:24 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 2.0,
How about you all
depth
take notes
4.0
of that
kilometers.
because I put
Earthquake information, location, Sumba region, Indonesia, 37 minutes ago, 9:10 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 3.9, depth 10.0 kilometers.
Alright, so going back to Indonesia now.
Poland,
Hopefully
1 hour ago, 8:48 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 2.6, depth 4.0 kilometers. Earthquake information, location, 5 kilometers southeast of Kahala, Hawaii, 1 hour ago, 8:37 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 1.97, depth 30.25 kilometers. Earthquake information, location, 5 kilometers NELBCZ, 1 hour ago, 8:27 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 2.1, depth
so you all have an understanding, you all have an idea of how everything will be happening, how the Mega Catastrophic Tsunamies will be unfolding. So I don't think I need to explain anything to anybody anymore, as this should be an understanding where everybody should understand how all these
2 hours ago, 7:31 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 1.02, depth 8.99 kilometers.
Anyhow, Australia supposed to be somewhere down here supposed to be Makassi, Banda, Bali, yeah. Just check this, go back here, as this is where all these tsunamis will be happening, right? Alright, so I can't really see Christmas Island anymore because exits out of it, alright? But this is Google Earth, and you could expect anything from them because apparently Google Earth tried to mess up now. Anyhow, I am going to go into the teaching right away, right? We come out of that because it's too long to zoom up. I don't teach you all everything I can teach you already, right? Based on that. Alright guys, so now it's with the drawing thing now. Now I'm going to do the drawing, right? And I'm going to try to explain while I do the drawing that you will understand. What you're seeing there is where the mega tsunami, catastrophic tsunamis will be happening. And I'm showing proof of everything so that nobody could say, well, I is the one who discovered that, I is the one who discovered that. You're wasting time, right? I'm just trying to be honest. I'm just trying to be honest to everybody. I am the one who teach about every single thing that's going on around the earth, so that the enemies know exactly how everything will be happening, right? It's just that you people in the dark, you're in the dark of everything that will be happening, right? Sad, but alright. So to improve that, I teach about this already, so that's to give you all a more deeper understanding, right? So we know the tsunamis will be happening here. I can't really go. Wait, let me just go back into this. Alright, so what I did was I just going to do the drawing there. It's not going to be too long, as I'm not going to stay too long on this live, as I already explained a lot. So I hope that you all take notes of that,
And what you all could do too as well, you take notes, you compile it into a full prophecy. You could take the notes and then compile it into a full prophecy. Compile all the different things that I teach in a full prophecy, and you can send it to me, right? Because I can go back and go over all the teachings and everything, right? Alright, so what you can see there is a bridge. Let's see how much people we have on the line. So what you can see there is a bridge, right? This is a bridge, right? Let me see if I could just click this. Alright. So this is a bridge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do arrows, right? I'm going to draw arrows. I'm going to draw arrows to the different places that the tsunamis will... Oh wow, I thought I'd show off the whole drawing there. Yes, I had to draw that back there. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do drawings and make the connection dots, right? So that you all will know from Christmas Island, start there now. From Christmas Island here is where everything begins here. So the arrows signifies exactly where the tsunami will be happening, and the tsunami will cross. Alright? Matter of fact, I should have put it at a different place, and like just anyhow, I'll put it through here. Just right off here. Alright, as earthquakes has been happening South Sumatra, that's in order to split here. So here is being split so that Lompong could separate now, right? Separate, because Lompong and Bantin is just a stone throw away from each other, right? So what I'm going to do is here, I'm just going to show you all the places where from Christmas Island and how it's going to connect. So from here, the Mega Tsunamis will be happening from here to here. So I'm just showing you all now, right? And then I'm going to do another drawing, right? I'm going to like change the colors if I could. So from here to here, as I show you all already, just make it look decent. Right. This is where another tsunami will be built here, right? Another tsunami will be built here. I'm just going to do a simple drawing which will be easy so that you all will have an understanding now, right? Tsunami will be built in Java Sea again, right? And it's stretched over to Banda Sea. Well, I already show you all that already. So that's we teaching now, right? So this is how the tsunami will be connected, right? The tsunami happen and rise over those places, right? Now, remember I told you another tsunami will be happening. Then what happens is I will have to change the color or something. So let me change the color to green or something, right? So another tsunami will be happening here. That is this place here, where it says Taiwan, Burma, and all in different places. Right? Let's make sure I have it straight. Note, I didn't talk about India and them places because it's too much to discuss. Too much to discuss, right? But a tsunami will happen in Sri Lanka. Right off the coast of Sri Lanka, there will be a mega catastrophic tsunami to happen there, right? And that tsunami will only rise over Sri Lanka alone, because that tsunami can't go forward. So what they'll have to do, they will have to split the land. They'll have to do saturation, split the land using earthquakes. They will use earthquakes to split the land so that the water from the ocean will run in between into the land to create a separation, right? So that the land can be separated and pushed out of its place. You all have understanding, right? Right. So as we was discussing already, right? Well, I'll teach most of the things already, right? So after West Kimatan, I'm just going to do a different color too, right? Let's do a different color. Right. So I'm just going to do a different color from West Kimatan. See over here, right? So you all about understanding. You all about understanding. I will get you all about understanding. This is the building of another tsunami. Remember, it's Google Earth, so I can't really draw. The drawing will not be 100%. I'm trying to do the drawing a little good so that you all will have an understanding. Now, remember, I did a drawing of Trinidad, Indonesia. I did different drawings, you know, of different places that will be brought under specific judgment. Alright, so as you can see here too as well, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the color, right? And I'm already seeing yellow color, right? All I'm going to do is just draw an arrow from here to straight across here, right? This signifies the boundary of the tsunami, right? Remember, the tsunami will already be building down here. Where you see the bridge down here, that's exactly where the tsunami will be built. The tsunami will start there, right? Then it will rise over Christmas Island. It will generate again right in this blue line here. Tsunami will generate there, right? And then I'm going to do another boundary again. Right, this is the mega tsunami. Right, so you all about understanding, right? So from, so you see this line coming on here, right? This is where another tsunami will be happening. So what I'm going to do is just interjoin it so that you all about understanding, right? And mega tsunami will be generated from here. Let's wait. A little way, yeah, as there were earthquakes happening in South Sumatra, right behind us, South Sumatra. I will do another one so that you all will have an understanding now. And then we will just do another arrow, right? This is over west and east, Kalmatan, right, to the all about understanding, right? This is how the tsunamis will be generated. This is how the tsunamis will be happening. So from South Sumatra, we will now connect. It connects back to Christmas Island, right? You all understand? It's the same triangle pattern for Dominica. So the same thing will happen for Dominica. Same thing will happen for Trinidad. That's the same way how Abbadiel is doing the earthquakes right now in Trinidad, right? So let's keep your eyes on that for a second, right? Keep your eyes on the drawing. If you want, you can like if you want, like take a screenshot of the drawing so that you will have a copy of it, right?
A new earthquake has been detected.
Let's see the magnitude.
Argentina, 4 minutes ago, 8:23 a.m. Class, light, magnitude 4.7, depth 235 kilometers.
Alright. So that was Argentina. That don't concern us. As I already taught you all about Ecuador and all these different places, but I didn't teach you all where. Well, I did teach you all where the mega tsunamis will be generating, but I didn't teach you all in depth of where the other events will be happening, right? So what I'm going to do is, as I said, let's get 300 people now on the live, right? Alright, so take a screenshot. Make sure you take a screenshot of this drawing, as this drawing will be inevitable because it will happen, as it already began to happen, right? What I'm going to do for you, right? I'm going to go to I ain't gonna teach about that today, but I'll just give you all an idea now, right? Alright, so as you all can see here, this drawing goes for the whole of Indonesia, right? And I'm not going to teach today about the Philippines, as some of you might have an understanding of the Philippines already. I'm not sure if you all have an understanding of the Philippines, but this drawing, this same technological drawing here that I did is not really 100% where people might like, but this is how the structure of the tsunamis will be happening around the earth. Alright, as you can see, the triangle format, right, connected back to Christmas Island, and then it go over to Indian Ocean. So the Indian Ocean is where the tectonic bridge is being built right now. There were earthquakes happening in the Indian Ocean, a lot of earthquakes happening in the Indian Ocean. Now this might sound like I'm a madman or talking madness, but this is all going to happen. This is all coming to pass, already begin to come to pass already, right? Alright, so there were earthquakes happening here. I'm just going to before we move forward, let me just check something out there. I am just going to create a little mini a mini arrow. Okay, let's check this. I don't know what happened here. Alright. Let's go forward here, right? I'm just going to do a mini.
Earthquake downgraded to 4.5 from 4.7. Location, Jujuy Province, Argentina, 7 minutes ago, 8:23 a.m. Class, light, depth 230 kilometers.
Alright, so you'll just go and go to Bali so that you'll have an understanding, and I will just do the connection that day, right? From up here, right? You'll have an understanding, right? So the tsunami go forward, it will come back backward. The tsunami will go forward and come back backward. Tsunami go forward, come back backward, and then the tsunami will go horizontal. As you see how the green line is here, right? I'm not sure if you all see my mouse, but right? So how the green line is here, this green line to the top where you see the red is there, the line kind of bend. Anyhow, the line bend for a reason, right? As you can see, Surabara or Sumbara, any place. Drive-by earthquakes happening in different places in Indonesia is to bring a flattening, it's to bring an end, it's to bring a destruction. All right, you all have an understanding, right? Anybody have any questions before we move forward? Right? Because this is all it is state. This is all it is state. I don't need to go in deeper because some people will not understand. Even if I go deeper in this teaching, all they will understand that's not teaching, right? People will misjudge this teaching, right? But anyhow, just to make another line, let me just go to make another line there so you all have an understanding, right? Now remember, this line here, this line that we see here, it stretched straight down to Timor Island, right? This line here, the arrow, it stretched further down, so further down it stretched. But the reason why to the bottom of the screen, we look at the bottom and you see different colors, blue, and it look like a bridge or a tailgate, is the same type of earthquake or the same magnetic tailgate, sort of tailgate mega catastrophic quake. Because I'm not told you all that Abba is building the tailgate. The tailgate is being built using other additional tectonic plates, right? So additional tectonic plates is being implemented. And when the additional tectonic plates are being implemented, it will be used now to push or build the tsunami to 7,000 feet. Right? 7,000 feet tsunami can't just build the way how it is right now. Remember how Abba created the earth? He didn't create the earth to really be destroyed, quickly, right? But he needed to be destroyed quickly as things change. A lot of things change on the earth. So because things change, therefore different things will need to be developed. Different things need to happen. Right, so the additional tectonic plates are being already implemented or added in different places. Right, remember 7,000 feet tsunami will also be generated in Bali Sea, Java Sea, Banda Sea, Java, Banda, Molucca Sea. It also be generated in Bengal Sea, Indian Ocean, Christmas Island. Alright, all those places where mega catastrophic tsunamis will be happening. There were earthquakes happening, Christmas Islands, 4 point something, 4.5, 5.1, alright? Because it's not necessary to destroy that island, as the island is actually sitting on a main fault. Because Christmas Island is seated on a main fault, and the reason why the main fault is what it will be used on the main fault to trigger the tsunamis. All the matter of fact, all the mega catastrophic tsunamis will be triggered on the main fault. Right? As I told you, all the main fault is what Yahuwah is using to tear the islands apart. The islands are being teared apart using the fault, the main fault lines. As Carupano, Maturin, and all those other beautiful places, which I'll bring up for you in a second. Alright? Maturin, Carupano, Tukiputa, what is the name of the place, boy? Maturin, Tukiputa, Sikari, Aripa, that's Venezuela, Gurari, not Guayari, Gurari, all those places, in Venezuela, off the islands of Maturin and Carupano. Those are important fault line bases, right? Those are places that we have main faults are there, right? Remember, earthquakes is not happening where USGS and MC would have happened. Earthquakes are not happening exactly where they claim the fault is, right? So where they claim the fault is not where earthquakes are actually happening. Earthquakes are not happening where USGS, UV seismic, and all of them claim where the faults run and all kind of nonsense. Earthquakes are not happening where their drawings is, right? The earthquakes are happening in the places where there's no sort of drawing, right? There's no sort of drawing. Hence the reason why it proves that science is bullshit. It proves that the seismic authorities or people responsible for seismic authority moving out of their own discussion, they're not moving out of ancient teachings which I teach you. Because if the UV seismic and all the other seismic people around the earth responsible for reporting earthquakes and volcanoes know exactly where the fault line were, they wouldn't draw or wouldn't make a blasted Google map or on Google Earth where they had the tectonic plates running like a big junk a wood or a big line, that is not the tectonic plates, right? Tectonic plates are made up differently. Tectonic plates have different sizes. The tectonic plate laps on one another. Hence the reason why if an earthquake happens in Maturin, the south of Trinidad will feel it, because the tectonic plates overlap. Because the tectonic plates overlap, places in Maturin or Arepa, right, will feel that earthquake because the tectonic plates are interlocked. Just like I showed you already of the interlocked tectonic plates. Because of the interlocked tectonic plates, it means that parts like of Arima, places like Arima, straight back to Shagaramas, from what do you call the place again? Toko. From Toko straight across the Shagaramas. Alright, in the center where will be Piparo, where the mud volcanoes are, that is the interlocked tectonic plates there. Interlock means that the tectonic plates lap together. There's a tectonic plate again horizontally, and there's a other tectonic plate against more horizontally. Well, I already did a drawing already of the different phases or the different sizes or shapes of the tectonic plates. So now people can laugh. It's all right. It's all fine. It's okay to laugh, but the truth is that is the truth. You know, people doesn't really go. People doesn't laugh. People does not really laugh at UV seismic teaching them shit, or Defika, or Ragu, or some other beanhead, or some other brainwash Obia man talking to them. Yeah, people doesn't laugh at them, but people does laugh at me. I am the one making the sense, but they are the ones who talking shit, right? Welcome to all those who laughing. It's a beautiful thing to have you on the live, right? But laughing is a distraction, and it will not distract me, by the way, right? I just teaching you all the truth, and it's up to you all if you accept it or you reject it. It's okay with me if you laugh. You know, at the end of the day, it's all right. It's all right with me if you laugh. You know, so yeah, they don't laugh at their own demise, brother Frank. But anyhow, I just telling you all about the interlocked tectonic plate that is in the center of Trinidad. It means that the two tectonic plates are lapped horizontally, it's half differently, and it's connected to the main fault. And the main fault is not on land, right? Now, the Caribbean islands have three different main faults. It have a main fault for Dominica. Dominica is a main fault which connects to Haiti, which connects back to Indonesia too as well. So the interlock tectonic plates, so the other interlock tectonic plates will be close to where the Indonesian tectonic plates begin in the Caribbean. By the way, I'll teach you all that some months ago, that the interlock tectonic plates is the reason why Abba could do the reversal of the islands, right? The reversal of the islands is when Abba reached down to the tectonic wheel. The tectonic wheel is different from the interlock tectonic plates. The interlock tectonic plates is different from the tectonic wheel. Now, people will laugh at this because they never heard true wisdom or knowledge or understanding, because the world do not understand righteousness. The world do not understand truth. The world will laugh at this, just like they laugh at Noah and all the other people who came before Noah, all the other messengers. People will laugh at them because the people were taught a certain understanding, which is a worldly understanding, in order to control them so that they will remain slaves. You see, the reason why the world teach them a certain standard is so that they will remain slaves to the slave masters. So as long as they remain slaves to the slave masters, they will never see the way out of any situation in life. They will have to sell the soul, just like Rihanna, Eminem, and all the other music artists in the Illuminati or in the music industry sell the soul to Satan, Mr. Vegas, and all the other Illuminati puppet, right? Mr. Vegas, who again, boy? Mr. Vegas, all these different slaves, all these different slaves and them who believe their ancestors is the one that they must pray to, and their ancestors did this for them, their ancestors did that for them. But the truth is, folks, let's talk reality. The truth about this is that, right, your ancestors sold you out. In the land of Israel, your ancestors sold your mothers, your brothers, your sisters out for a pound of gold. They sold your brothers and sisters out for a dream. Remember, Martin Luther King speaks about a dream. He had a dream, and he had a dream. That is the same dream of slavery. That is what bring humanity into slavery in the first place, because they had a dream to be rich. They had a dream to drive a nice car, and that is the reason why they use the Illuminati, the elites, right? They use the social media platform, or they use we call this station, boy, this TV station called BT. They use BT Edwards. Remember BT Awards. They use BT Awards, they use the Miss Universe pageant, they use sports, all those different things to distract humanity, to keep them busy-minded, to keep them as busybodies, right? So that they will remain brainwashed, so that they will remain slaves to the slave masters. They wouldn't wake up to the reality that they are born slaves in this land, that they're not supposed to be slaves, but because of their so-called ancestors, because of their ancestors and their so-called forefathers, they remain as slaves. Yeah, brother Frank, or you think all these music artists and them get big, right? You think Mr. Vegas or any other music artists just wake up and just singing on the airwaves? No, it don't happen so, bro. Right? They have to sell themselves into the devil. All of them were talking about the ancestors and the ancestors and the ancestors did this for them, and Lakshmi and all the other deities. They sell themselves to be rich. They sell themselves to be famous. So because they sell themselves to be famous, they shall not be the one to teach people to come out from slavery when they themselves are slaves. Thank you, Sylvia. BET or BT. Thanks. I think it's BET. That's the reason why they create the TV. That's the reason why they create the television screen. The television was created to program humanity. It's a tool, right? By the Illuminati, created by the Illuminati. Wasn't created. The TV wasn't created to bring awareness or to make the public be aware. It was created as an agenda to keep the public brainwashed. Program them through the different TV stations. Program them through news, through the different reporting of different activities or different events around the earth. You dig? So I just giving you all an understanding now why so much people brain dead or brainwashed. For example, Devika Gadriel, right? Devika Gadriel and all the other psychics who pretend to give you all storybook stories, right? She and all of them sell out themselves to the Illuminati, right? Let me break it down. Before Devika, I'm using she as an example, so all of them out there who brainwash and for then she can understand, right? It's time for you to knock yourself out of the kindergarten stories of lies, right? So I make an example of Devika. I'm trying to set a platform where you all could understand the reason why people cannot escape of the destructions that are coming, and the reason why they will be destroyed with it. Because Devika sell out herself long time ago, when Devika was on Sajuti TV. I think it's Sangeet. When she was on Sangeet TV, she was a commentator on some news station. I think it's 106. I think it's 106 or some news station Devika was a part of. I can't remember, I can't recall, but I just give an example, and I'm sure she know what I'm talking about. She sell herself. In order for you to influence the public, you have to sell yourself to the devil, right? And you have to make it look like you serve all religion. When you're giving a speech to the public as being an important so-called person or being famous, you have to, right? You have to sell yourself to the devil, right? Devika sold herself to the devil years ago, right? Before you could come on any TV station to talk any sort of thing about religion and be famous or to be an influence to the public, you must be influenced by the Illuminati, right? And Devika Gadriel is influenced by the devil, by the Illuminati. And the reason why she could say, quote unquote, with her own mouth, right, that she grew up in all different religions, therefore she will teach all different religions to keep the people confused. That's the reason why she pulled the religions people, she pulled the New Agers, she pulled the Christians, the Muslims, the Buddhists, she pulled the Skywatchers too. She pulled all of these people into she little snare, because it's not only her snare but the snare of the devil that they're working by. Mr. Vegas, right, doing different lives. Yeah, Mr. Vegas, the famous singer called Mr. Vegas. I was on his live a couple times. He talks about Mr. Vegas. He talks various things that making sense, yes, but at the same time he's still a slave. If you are still a slave to the Illuminati, you remain rooted and grounded in the Illuminati, right? It means that you cannot teach other people righteousness, which you yourself not living righteous. You can't teach people who not living righteousness when you yourself is not living righteous. You dig? No, I just give you all an idea now of how wicked and how ungodly people is these days. They want to be an influence to the music industry. They want to be an influence in your life. They want to tell you about black history, but they themselves remain slaves to the same black history, because the black history is a cult. right? Black history is a cult, white history is a cult. All them things is tradition, is cultures, right? So when somebody tell me about black history and brown history and purple history, Chinese history and all them different history, right, it all surrounds the history of ungodliness. Because the real history of Chinese have nothing to do with religion. The real history of Chinese have nothing to do with New Ageism. The real history of Trinidadians have nothing to do with religion, traditions, and all these different rubbish incorporating in the religion. Well, I'm talking too much. I talk a little bit too much. Anyhow, guys, today was a blessed live. I'm not going to carry on. I think I'm just tired. I'm tired of explaining things and people not listening to me. So I kind of get fed up at explaining things over and over. So where is to be, let it be. You know what I mean? Where is to be, let it be. Let me just complete this drawing here and end the live for today. Right? Alright, so I'm going to just complete the drawing. And then I am going to end the live for today. Let me just come here now. You all have an understanding. If anybody want to go with Devika, you just go with Devika. You just go with Devika, right? I'm not stopping people from going to Devika. If you want to go to Devika, you go to Devika. I'll just complete the drawing and call that naught for today. Now, as you can see, I will just do ends because I want to just do the drawing like this. So all this is the seismic wave, right? The reason why I do it like this because it looks like a seismic wave, right? If you want to go to Devika, you go. Serious, you go, right? Not my loss. Yeah, just complete the drawing and that is it. They are done. Whoever wanna think I brainwash, whoever wanna think, whoever they wanna think about me, whoever wanna speak, what I wanna speak about me, they can go ahead. Whoever wanna laugh, they can laugh about me, because I know after today that is it's accelerating, right? So those who don't hear will feel. It's simple, right? But anyhow, as I was showing you all, I just drawing different things that you all know exactly where the tsunamis will be happening, right? Right, so it's been a blessed day. Yeah, those who don't hear will feel. Simple. I just drawing different things so that you all could take a full screenshot of the completion of the drawing. Alright, remember the red that is in here, this is the seismic wave. I just do this so that people who might have an understanding of real seismic activity, right? So that you all will understand that seismic activity has nothing to do with righteousness at all. Nothing at all. That has to do with science. But because some of you are brainwashed, I had to break it down into small syllable parts so that you all will understand how simple it is to understand how tsunamis will be happening, right? And if you go back into some of the drawings that I did, you will understand. But some of them are too freaking lazy. Right? Some of you are very lazy, right? So you all don't understand the reason why things happening, right? So let me just do some connection there. I'd rather break it down. Yeah, I'll break it down. I don't mind breaking it down so people could understand. So that's completing the drawing, and then the live will be ended, right? I think I do enough for humanity. Do enough for humanity. It's a waste of time, complete waste of time. So let me just go here. Now I don't really want to block out the places, but I know some of you might see it. Remember the tsunami continuously. So let me just see if I could just. I don't want to make it too difficult so I can understand. I want to make it in a simple way where you all could understand. You all could have an understanding.
A new earthquake has been detected. Location, Kermadec Islands region, 20 minutes ago, 10:07 p.m. Class moderate, magnitude 5.3, depth
just
10.0
completing
kilometers.
this drawing, and then we done. After this now, yeah, will be done. Just wanted me to do this drawing for Indonesia today. Alright, guys, this is it here, right? Let me just change the color there. Color. Alright, so I'm gonna just go from here to here. Alright, so as you all know, that's Taiwan there, right? I just drawing it for you all can understand that, boy. Right? Across here will be Taiwan. Right? Now this is a continuation for the teaching which I will be doing on Taiwan another day. So another day I will teach about Taiwan, or maybe this evening, depends. Right? But right now I'm just showing you all how different things will be happening. I'm gonna just bring our next arrow up here. Shit, the arrow start a little wrong, boy. Let's see if I can just do the correction. So I'll be doing a teaching on Taiwan, maybe some months again. Some months. Be doing my months. So just saying something, right? Alright, so just showing you all how different things will be happening, not just doubling the arrows. So all those who want to leave the life, they can leave the life. It's a cool scene. It's alright. But this what I'm teaching here is not shit. Okay? Much love to all my brothers and sisters, all those that supports me. Right? All those who stay on the live and supports Archangel Samuel. Right? And all those who continue to laugh. Sad be a portion, yes? Sad be a portion, boy. All those who continue to laugh. Sad be a portion, for real. For real, for real, for real. Eh? For real. All those who want to go, can go. Go ahead. I ain't stopping you from leaving the live. Oh, I'm not ending the live because of you, you know. I'm not ending live because of you. It's because I talk enough. I talk plenty. I talk plenty. I talk too much. I over talk. Right? I over talk. Being honest, I over talk. Sad be a portion. For real. They don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what's coming to you. Oh yeah, bro. They'll eat the bread of sorrows. Ain't that a song? I talk enough. Alright guys, so we see the green up here, right? Green right above South Sumatra.
Location,
right?
29
Make sure you take
kilometers north
screenshots,
Melita,
and I will do an update in it after that using. I can't really put like names or lights out different things. Take a screenshot of this and I will complete it. Whenever I do our next live again, I will just upload the, re-upload the drawings with the different I don't need to do that now. This is the Indonesian drawing, guys, right? I don't want to go through the stress. There's too much stress. If you want to download this video wherever you want to download, if you want to share this live, you can share this live. If you don't want to share this live, it's all well, right? And if you really want to learn, fine, no problem with that, right? No problem.
The new earthquake has been detected. Location, Oaxaca, Mexico, 9 hours ago, 1:05 p.m. Class minor, magnitude 3.1, depth 7.0 kilometers.
But as I say, when we cross into 10 o'clock, it's just 8:59, and we see 2 major earthquakes happen already for the day. And I'm going to tell you something, don't take me for no ass. Right? Don't take me for no ass at all. Right? I ain't stupid. Don't take me for no ass at all, please. Right? Alright? That was just another earthquake that happened there. But it was just a minor, wasn't a major. Right?
Earthquake information.
Alright guys, this is the teaching here of Indonesia.
10:07 p.m.
Because
class moderate magnitude.
It's on a spinning ball.
10.0
Because NASA put it on a spinning ball. It's hard
location,
to explain by seeing it actually flat. But the earth is indeed flat. For those who don't want to believe that, fine. I mean, you have your own. You know, you are your own.
30 kilometers al north de Los
You are your own thing, right? You are your
31
own.
minutes ago. 10:01 p.m. class minor magnitude 2.6 depth 65.0 kilometers.
Alright, this drawing is professionally drawing, right? It's a nice drawing, really nice drawing, really nice drawing. Today's live is brought to you by ELOHIM, Yahuwah, Imaya, and their beautiful beloved son, King Yahushua Hamashiach, the Eternal Father. Right now, I'm being under attack. The live is being under attack right now. The internet is going in and out, as the enemies are right now cutting off certain things. Something I wanted to talk about. Something else I wanted to discuss.
Location, New Zealand,
yes.
24 minutes ago.
UV seismic,
10:09
they
p.m.
are putting out
magnitude
they put
2.5 depth 34.0
well,
kilometers.
yesterday I saw a couple of UV seismic people or people responsible. They were like going up on the different posts. That's a mega earthquake.
A new earthquake has been detected. Location, Ryukyu Islands, Japan, 8 minutes ago, 8:52 a.m. Class, moderate magnitude, 5.0, depth 10 kilometers.
Way! Wow! Ryukyu Islands, Japan, 10 kilometers. I can't remember the magnitude. That was a song. But I told you already, I ain't gonna talk about Japan today, right? I ain't gonna talk about Japan, but I was talking about Japan earlier on, and China Sea and them different things. I ain't going and talk too much in depth about this, right?
A new earthquake has been detected. Location: 8 kilometers east of Pahala, Hawaii. 19 minutes ago. 10:15 p.m. Class minor. Magnitude 2.16. Depth 33.5.
So as you all can hear, we ain't even reached 10 o'clock yet, but major earthquakes are happening. Major earthquakes are happening, right? Major earthquakes are happening right now, right? So this is the building of the tectonic plates. As you all can see, the different arrows. I'm going to talk about the green arrows that are going up and down, and the green arrows that is going up and down indicates the mega tsunami. Yeah, what I want you all to do, screenshot that for me, send it to me, because I can't screenshot it right now. Send a screenshot of this to me. I will download it and re-upload it now, and I could even go into even deeper to teach about this. This is just an app I'm using, and the app don't have nothing to like put names or anything like that.
A new earthquake has been detected. Location: 4 kilometers south-southwest of Homer, Alaska. 13 minutes ago. 10:22 p.m.
The reason why there's two yellow lines in the bottom and one straight line, it connects to the seismic zone. So Christmas Island is a seismic zone, right? I've seen that for people who believe in science now, right? I'm teaching everything so that people can understand. The reason why you see the two yellow lines in the bottom, it connects to the seismic zone. The seismic zone is Christmas Island, Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is active seismic zone right now, where earthquakes are happening in the ocean to facilitate the building of the tectonic plates. So the tectonic plates are being built right off Christmas Island, right in the Indian Ocean, straight across to Burma. Remember, the split is happening from Burma straight across to China Sea. China is Japan Sea, China Sea. Alright, China Sea. So the split happened from Burma, which is the capital of Manama, from Burma straight across to Burma. And the island, the little piece of island there, that island will sink. Yes, the island will sink. I don't think Manama ever had typhoon before. They call it monsoon. Monsoon, or it's monsoon, whatever, it's monsoon, right? Alright, so I think it's monsoon. Alright, monsoon. Yeah, it's monsoon. Yeah, I think it's monsoon. And it's monsoon, people. Is it monsoon? Right. Monsoon. Yeah, monsoon. Alright. Alright. Thanks for that. There. Okay, I have a little pic of the drawing here that I will do a little download on it. And how long we on the live now, guys? We should have at least 7,000 people on the live now. Alright, so I'm not going to 2 hours. It's too long. That's too much teachings, too much things to teach. Too much things to teach, because I am the only main source on the earth. If you go back into the teaching, or you rewind into the teaching a little earlier on, you will see I was talking about Banda Sea, and bam, earthquake happened in Banda Sea, which was 5.0. First, the earthquake was 3.1. Sorry, Banda Sea, and then they went to Molucca Sea. They did earthquakes in Molucca Sea and Banda Sea today. All right, Banda and Molucca Sea. Alright, those are really major tectonic plates alignmenting going on there in the ocean. I told you all the tsunami will build. So remember, Indonesia is surrounded by water, so that means that the tsunami will build Christmas Island, and then it will build Java Sea, then it will rise over Kalimantan, and after Kalimantan, then the tsunami will go silent. Then it will rise again in the Philippine Sea, as I teach you all. If it rises in the Philippine Sea, then the tsunami will go horizontal to Taiwan. Anyhow, let me go into Taiwan today. Let me shift the Taiwan teaching, by the way. Alright, so you all have an understanding of all this happening, right? You all have an understanding of all this will be happening. Right now the life on that sack, because I could see the life button turning different colors, going from red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. That means that the internet provider, to the elites, they're getting ready to shut down this live. So I don't think I could talk much about Taiwan. That had to be a different day. But because they know I am the main source, they're trying to show off the live so that they want their teaching to remain, right? Anybody have any questions before we move forward? Because I'm going to go into the Carupano teaching. Alright, and then I'm going to end the live. I'm not going to go for like 2 hours. We only have 5 minutes here again, guys. And I'd like to say thank you for everybody who came to the live. Any questions you have, you can ask. Any question at all you might have, you might want to know. Any question at all you have. Remember that Lombok, Bali, and all the different places is where tsunamis will be rising over them. So the tsunami will, as I said already, tsunami will rise over Bali, then over to Lombok, then over to Tamar, then in the Tamar Sea, then over to Ryukyu Islands, which is in Japan. That is far up Taiwan side. I ain't talking about that, but I can't remember the name of the place right now. But if you read what is in the description of the life, you will know exactly. I teach every single thing what is in the description here, but I didn't draw everything that is in the description. Some of the things that that I didn't draw today is left unteach, is for a specific reason, as different things they happen yet there. To make you all understand, right? The mega earthquakes will begin in the Caribbean islands. It's gonna, the 10.1 earthquake gonna happen. All right, let me just go back. Before we go back to the Caribbean islands, I just want to make this all quick before we come to 2 hours. All right. Right. 10.1 earthquake is to generate the 7,000 feet high tsunamis that are going to happen in Indonesia. 10.1 earthquake going to happen Molucca Sea. 10.1 earthquake going to happen Bali Sea. 10.1 earthquake going to happen Java Sea. 10.1 earthquake going to happen Tamar Sea. 10.1 earthquake going to happen Papua New Guinea Sea. 10.1 earthquake going to happen in Philippine Sea. 10.1 earthquake going to happen in China, Japan. All the Japan is on land. Japan is not in the sea. Japan is on land. 10.1 earthquake going to happen in China Sea.
Earthquake reported.
10.1 earthquake going to happen
Mexico,
in
33 minutes ago,
oh
10:08 p.m.
California Sea. California, the coast of California. 10.1 earthquake going to happen coast of California. 10.1 earthquake going to happen the coast of Oregon. 10.1 earthquake going to happen the coast of Alaska. 10.1 earthquake going to happen the coast of Greenland. 10.1 earthquake going to happen all those places, all them places where have coasts, certain places where the coast is not that specifically well built, however, no tsunamis will be happening there, but will be fireballs and fire volcanoes. Right? Remember that 10.1 earthquake is what will trigger all the mega tsunamis around the earth. So all the tsunamis around the earth will be triggered by 10.1. Right? So that means that 10.1 happens after 10.1 like 20 point how much? 20.2. Then from 20.2 you do the math. You check how much 10.1 earthquakes gonna happen around the earth, and then you will know all where the places where the 10.1 earthquakes gonna happen. Alright? 10.1 magnitude earthquake, mega quakes or catastrophic earthquakes going to begin in Panama City. It will rise over from Panama City, then we'll go over to Dominican Republic, Jamaica, all those places. 10.1 earthquake will be triggered Panama City, then over to Dominican Republic, in the center Dominica, between Dominican Republic and Panama City, another tsunami will help to generate. So 7,000 feet will be generated in Panama City. From Panama City it will generate 700. From 700 it will, you know what I mean, I'll give you all the idea how this tsunami will be generated. Right? Alright, so from Panama City to Dominican Republic, from Dominican Republic, Caracas, from Caracas, Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico, Grenada, St. George's, Grenada, Sotes, Grenada. Remember I teach you about that already. From there, Trinidad and Tobago, right? Remember I teach about that already, so I don't need to go back and teach all the tsunamis will be happening for Trinidad, right? So from Trinidad, right, the tsunami will rise. It will bounce across the Maracas. Yes, the Maracas. Maracas is where a tsunami will build again. The tsunami will build Maracas, but it will flatten coming back. So all the places off the Maracas, off the coast of Maracas, the tsunami will come horizontal, bounce back on the mountain. Then the tsunami will go back into the sea. Then it will stop. Then when the tsunami stops, then another tsunami will happen, Carupano. When a tsunami happens, Carupano, because the mega earthquake that is going to happen, Carupano is going to spread from Carupano straight down to Maturin, straight across to, what's the name of this place again? Right above Guyana. It will come down into a triangle, right? That piece of island from Carupano to Maturin after break off. Once Carupano and Maturin breaks off, then the mega tsunami will build Sogonas. Lovely. The tsunami will build Sogonas or Arepa, and I'm going to teach you all about that another time. I already teach you all about that already, right? So when that happens, any more questions? So what I'm going to do is just show you all an idea of all the tsunamis that happen. Since nobody have any questions, we should just go back to the normal programming. Let's go back to the normal programming. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, right, going back into the normal programming, I'm just going to go and we're just going to check all the earthquakes that happen in Carupano and Maturin. We're going to go with that, and that's going to do a little refresh
Earthquake
Just
reported
refresh here,
location,
so
Canary
that we can
Islands
bring back
region,
up the
21
current
minutes ago,
earthquakes.
10:25
And after that,
PM,
we can take a rest.
moderate, magnitude
Take a break. Yeah, another
5.2,
earthquake
depth
happened.
10.0 kilometers.
That's here.
A new earthquake has been detected. Location, Santa Cruz Islands, 9 minutes ago, 9:03 a.m. Class, moderate magnitude, 5.8 depth, 10 kilometers.
Right. Okay. Here we go. 5.8, 5.0, 5.8, 5.0. Right. We don't even reach 10 o'clock yet, but you all can see my words are falling to the ground. We haven't reached 10 o'clock yet, but you can see my words don't fall to the ground. All right. My words don't fall to the ground. We have 58 people on the live. 5.8 just happened. If we have 700 people here on the live, or 71, we might get a 7.1. So it depends on how much people on the live, the magnitudes of earthquakes will increase. Another earthquake happened there, but it was a small magnitude. All right. So what I'm going to do is just quickly bring up that for you all there. Let me see if I can just quickly bring that up. Alright, so just doing a reboot there. Hopefully it will come up soon. Let's see. Alright, so yes, Maturin 3.6 just happened. Maturin, alright, 3.6 7:36 a.m. and we have, wow, look at the other earthquakes happen. Maturin. I'm just going to bring that up for you all really quickly. Alright, so hopefully we will have everybody on the live. Alright, so I just did a reboot there. Sorry for the confusion with this app here. This app giving a lot of problems. I just wanted to show you all, right? But I'm using an earthquake app, so you all see what I'm doing. So you all see what I'm doing. So I'm just making up different magnitudes and telling you all, right? Telling you all the truth, right? Alright. Let me just check this. Normally it doesn't be so, you know. Let me just check this one. Let me see if I could just get this up to this app giving a little problems. But I just wanted to show you all now where all the earthquakes happen. That's a little different. Alright, so there's all the earthquakes that happen for Trinidad. I'm making up stories and telling you all earthquakes happening in Trinidad, and it's happening. Look how much earthquake happened, and I told you all Maturin will have to crack. Right? Let's go back down here. Kinda hard to show you what I'm talking about, you know. But see what else? Real earthquakes happening because we reached the hour. Remember I tell you when we reach 10 o'clock what will happen? We reach 10 o'clock yet. So right now we in line, we in time right now. Real earthquakes happening right now. Just at a 5.8 just now. Alright, so as you all can see, these earthquakes are happening. The map is right around Trinidad, but I turn the map around to show you all something else. And that is the reason why it's important for people to listen to me, so that they will know all the places that will be flooding. All the places that is flooding is the places that will be shaken by the next mega catastrophic earthquake, right? All the places in Trinidad that is being saturated right now, the places that are not being saturated is those that will remain for a short space of time to go to the FEMA in September and etc., right? So in other words, what I'm saying is the mega earthquake is coming. It's going to happen very, very soon. It could happen in a few days from now, as soon as the saturation has been completed. Once the saturation is completed, right, once Abbadiel completes their saturation, the mega catastrophic earthquakes will begin to rumble in Trinidad, right? So what I just wanted to show you all there, right, is the island of Trinidad. Let me just see if I can just float it across. So earthquakes will begin to rumble as soon as the saturation completes. Once the saturation completes, once we get the saturation completed, then it will be easy to split, to begin to continue the plan to split Trinidad. I just wanted to show you all something. I'm showing you all on a smaller screen, right? Right. So as we can see here, let me just zoom in a little bit again. So I want to just get Arima and show you all the major fault line, right? There's a major fault line that runs from Carupano straight through Arima from Port of Spain, and it runs through Arima, it runs through San Juan, it runs through oh gosh, it runs until it reach. Let me just bring this map a little closer, right? I want to show you what I'm talking about, but I will have to zoom in plenty now. I'll have to zoom in to show you all what I mean, right? Alright, so there's a reason why I have one drawing on the other side and this drawing on this side, because I want people to understand. Remember, we're not really going too long, we're just going for an hour. So within an hour time, I had to clear up everything to complete the live for today. Alright, so as you can see, right, this is Port of Spain here, right? This will be Port of Spain here, this will be out here, will be Shogunas or Shakasikari, alright, will be out here and stuff like that, right? Now just waiting for the map to build itself, because the map ain't building itself at all, boy. So you all could see the places on the map. Alright, but this is the island of Trinidad that is seen here, right? Alright, so this here, waiting for the map to build itself, and you could see that there is a major fault line here. Well, you can see it, right? But there's a major fault line that runs from here. Alright, and this place that we're looking on this place that we're looking on in the right is the exact place here. Alright, but as you can see, Diego Martin, well, as I zoom in, you will see for yourself now, right? But there's a major fault line, right? So as we coming in, let me see if I can just come in with that there. Right, so there's a major fault line from Carupano, runs straight over Port of Spain. It runs from Port of Spain, as you can see here. It runs from Carupano and runs from Carupano straight in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little mini drawing, right? Let me see if I could just do a little drawing on this really brisk, really quick, as we could do the measuring of how the earthquakes from Carupano will be happening. So what I have to do is just bring it in a little bit, because I want to show you all now, right? But because I want to show you all, I have to, you know, show you all different points. So the best thing to do is just bring up the full map. Alright, I want to bring up the full map. So I will always teach you all a little different something here, showing you all the full points of the map, right? Alright, so let me just see if I can just go forward there. Alright, so what I'm going to teach you all today is where the definite shaking of the 10.1 earthquake will be happening, right? And I'm just going to use distance. So I'm just going to show you all the distance from Carupano to Maturin, right? That is Maturin there, by the way, right? So I want to show you all where the 10.1 earthquake will be happening. Let me just see if I can just go back out and go back out and go back out and go back out and go back out, right? And go back out and go back out, right? Now down here is Superior, right? Now I'm going to do a little mini drawing for people today, right? I'm going to do a little mini drawing to show you exactly where the 10.1 earthquake will be happening, right? Note that this piece of island here, which I will be drawing out for you in a second, this whole piece of island here have to break up, right? It have to break off, right? Carupano have to break off. So I'm going to start the drawing from here, right? I'm going to start the drawing from here. Let's put my first drawing, my first mapping, right? So I'll just carry this. I'll just carry this a little bit, so I'll show you all where the splits will be happening, because this is the first instance. Or should I just show you all? Let me see where this is going. All right, so they're close to Sharamas. Sharamas is one of the main epicenters, by the way, and when the connections start from here, so this is where actually where on my divine drawing that I did, it have a lot of different things, right? So there I just want to point out to you all where the Mega Catastrophic Tsunami will be happening, right? As you can see, this is point 14 down here, and this is Superior. The tsunami is going to begin, right? Alright, let me just draw it out there for you. So this is Port of Spain, right? We're going to find where Shogunas is, because Shogunas, right? So as you can see, Shogunas right down here, right? Shogunas is here. What I'm going to do is just show you all the tsunami will be happening now, right? So what I'll do is just put a next point right here, right? So I'll put a next point here, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how the tsunami will be coming in and how the tsunami will be happening right away, right? So let me just put this out, because this need to break off. So this is Arupa here, yeah? This is just one place that will break off. This place will break off. Let me see if I can just zoom down some more, buddy. Zoom down a little more. Zoom down a little more. Alright, so once I get to zoom down a little more, make no mistake, this is the live that you need to be on. I'm just going to teach you all a little something real quick, and I don't think I will be going into anything deeper, because we actually come into the hour, right? So what I just want to show you all really brisk and really quick is how the tsunami will be happening from Shogunas. Alright, just like we're drawing here, that is exactly how it will be happening. Alright, this is the divine drawing. Now when we go up to Maturin, now Maturin will be down here. All right, what we'll have to do is we will have to now draw, or we will have to put another, we'll have to put another cut right here. All right, so now that we put another cut there, now we're going to cut on land now, because we had a cut on land, right? So I'll put another one down there. I'll put another one down here, because as you can see Maturin there, right, the cut is happening like so, right? I'll put a next one on land, because that's how the cut will be happening, right? The cut happening from Maturin and come down to Capita, right? So the cuts come down here too as well, right? So this is how the earthquakes will be happening, or this is how the earthquakes already happening in to bring that separation, right? So from here, all right, coming down a little bit again, we're coming down a little bit again, we're coming down a little bit again, all right, and then we come out here, right? And when we come out here now, I'm not sure if you've seen what I'm doing, but let me just zoom down a little bit. Yeah, once you could see what I'm doing, right? Once you could see what I'm doing, all right. But the cut had to be a little. It had to be a little bigger, right? Let's show you all now, but let's try to quickly show you all where the cuts will be happening. That Maturin and Carapano have to cut off. Carapano will be cut off, and this whole piece of island have to be cut off in order for the water to gather, right? And the water needs to gather, right? Right? So just see. Alright, so while we're waiting for that to load, they cannot take another while, but anyhow, alright, I think I maybe go a little too far in going here, as this is one of the main points of why you should listen to my life to know how the separation of Trinidad will be. Right, this is exactly how the separation of Maturin and Carapano will be. Alright, this is how it will be. This is Trinidad and Tobago down here, right? And you see just see if I can just go up a little bit. Alright, so this is Trinidad here, right? This is Trinidad here. Just see if I can just move this a little bit closer in. Now, as I said already, this piece of island, it's gonna give it a little trouble. This piece of island have to break off. This piece of island will break off. This piece of island here will break from here and come down to here. So this whole piece of land here that has nobody on it, this piece of land here will break off from Venezuela, and then the water from the Atlantic Ocean up here will come down to here. Right, when it comes down, it will come down to all here. So all here that are cut out will be filled with water. So water will be all in here. Oh, that's in this box. See in this box that I draw here, there's another split again that happening right now a little lower down in Venezuela, Valencia side, down Venezuela, Valencia side, down that side. But just where you see these boxes, the exact thing, this is exactly how the tsunami will be happening. So we're talking about the water that coming down from the Caribbean islands, right? The water here, right? And to note to everybody who listening, the last mega earthquake that happened on the 21st of August, it happened right here. Right here, right where you're seeing doing the circling of here up here, right up here is where the last no, not here, about here. Alright, yeah, the last earthquake that happened on the 21st of August, it happened right here, right? And then the 4.0 that happened a few weeks ago or a few days ago happened right here. And then the 3.8 happened right here. Then the 4.0 happened right here. Then there was a 4.4 happened right here. You understand what I mean? Alright? All these earthquakes happen right down there, right? All these earthquakes happen right down there. Alright, so this is how, folks, this piece of land will be broken off. So we're talking about the tsunami will be rising 7,000 feet. The only how the tsunami could rise the only how the tsunami could rise 7,000 feet is if we clear this piece of land, and that is what we are doing right now. We are clearing this piece of land. In order to clear this piece of land, we have to remove the tectonic plate. Once we remove the tectonic plate from here, as we already begun on the 21st of August 2018, we begin removing the tectonic plate. And the tectonic plate for Venezuela affects the whole of Trinidad because the tectonic plate surrounds the island of Trinidad. And let me just further the drawing. And let me just further the drawing by going up a little bit, because I want to go up and explain something a little more, right? That the earthquake that happened on the 21st of August, why the other islands felt it too as well, that is because there's something called an intermediate tectonic plate. Alright, so what I'll just do is here is just show you how we actually make another connection. Right, we make another connection, and that's how the south, that's how Superior, you're learning, right? You're learning, right? Once again, this is how the tectonic plate is for Trinidad, right? And this is how we was able to shake the southwest of Trinidad together with Port of Spain and Arima too as well. We was able to shake Arima because there's an intermediate tectonic plate here. Let's see if I could just bring that. Let me see if I could just bring it and show you all the intermediate tectonic plates. The intermediate tectonic plate comes right behind this point here where you see Arima, right? Arima was shaken by the earthquake that happened last year because there's something called a intermediate tectonic plate, right? The intermediate tectonic plate, alright, the intermediate tectonic plate, is what that shake Arima. So the earthquake that happened last year shake Arima, it shake certain parts of Trinidad who is on the fault line, by the way. Now this drawing that I'm doing here, UV seismic and them or UV seismic, and let us make it sound pretty nice. UV seismic and them have no idea of how the tectonic plates really are. They give certain things and they say that is the fault and that is that, but that's just rubbish that UV seismic and I'm talking about. They don't know nothing, right? But I already did a drawing already where all the earthquakes will be happening for Trinidad. So this should be not shocking to the public that I am the only one that knows how all the earthquakes will be happening on the earth, because I am a part of the end time plan and I am the main accurate source on the earth. Everything that I have spoken has come to pass. Every single thing I've spoken, except the rapture, the catching away. That's the only thing that can happen yet. The rapture and the catching away, the transformation. That is the only thing that hasn't happened yet, because you can't have a rapture without putting certain things in order. So certain things need to be in order before Abba could, start the rapture, the catching away, and so forth and so forth, right? So the reason why there were a lot of earthquakes happening in Carupano and Maturin after the big earthquake happened August the 21st, 2018, is because we were separating the tectonic plate to create the split from Carupano to Tucapita, and from Tucapita run straight to Superior. Make sense? When the earthquake, let me just move this from here. I think I could do a little more with this, see if I could do a little more. Does it make sense to you? This is let's come down to, this is Superior right here. This is exactly where the earthquake happened, right? This is exactly where the earthquake happened on August the 5th, 2019. On August the 5th, 2019, this is exactly where the earthquake happened in Superior, or Palo Seco and Point Fortin, and those places felt it. That is because the intermediate tectonic plate and the intermediate fault line runs through Superior. So sometime Abbadiel might say, okay, well, we will do an earthquake in Tucapita, and then they will do an earthquake in Arepa. Arepa is right here, this point here. Let me just touch it, right? This point that you're seeing here, this is Arepa, right? I don't know if I'm saying the name correct, but this is part Carupano and Maturin. All this will have to break off and sink into the sea in order for the tsunami to happen. The tsunami can just happen Shogunas just like that, or the tsunami can just happen from Maracas side just like that. If you see the drawing that I did, alright, then you will understand. Then you will be like, wow, well, this indicates how the tsunami is going to happen, right? Because I did that drawing in 2017, right? Trinidad and Tobago Weather Center stole my teaching. Yeah, he stole my teaching of the main fault lines, because I drew it out of where the fault lines will be. You see, I wouldn't just talk or expose certain things or certain people just like that without having proof of it. If you interfere with me, and it interfere with the kingdom of Elohim or the business of Elohim, and you steal anything, right, without authorization from me, or Elohim, you're in trouble, because I will go every effort it is to expose you, right? Because you didn't get this drawing, you don't know how the fault lines is for Trinidad, you have no idea how it is, but yet still you will steal it and say you discover that and you discover this and you know what I mean. This is ignorancy at its highest level, and people shouldn't listen to people like that who don't know exactly what they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about, because everything I have said has happened. Everything that I've predicted has happened. Note, the central mid-Atlantic ridge is right here. Alright? The central mid-Atlantic ridge, and I will just see if I can like do let me just see if I can just do a little drawing by how it connects. I hope this make a little sense to you. Alright? Now Tobago is a different subject by itself. Right? The central mid-Atlantic ridge is let me just go. The central mid-Atlantic ridge, alright, is I just want to do it where you all can see it, right? The central mid-Atlantic ridge is not far from Trinidad. Alright? Let's go up there. Alright, where you all can see it. So that's doing this a little quick review. Alright guys, we only have a little few minutes left on this live, but the central mid-Atlantic ridge, alright, is that full line that I just draw. Now note to everybody, the central mid-Atlantic ridge, alright, I can't do the full drawing right now because I don't have room to show you all now. It's just a small map. It's kind of hard to show you all what drawing there. But the central mid-Atlantic ridge is here, alright. If I turn it around in a different way, then you will understand how the tectonic plates are laid, and you will understand that Abba Yahuwah is dismantling the tectonic plates around Trinidad, right? So therefore, if the central mid-Atlantic ridge is there, then there is there will be a other fault line, right? And I tell you all, that runs from Carupano straight across the Arima, right? It runs straight across the Arima. Just see if I can just do that. It runs straight across the Arima like this, right? And then this is how the separation will be happening, by the way. And then the central Atlantic ridge, it connects, the tectonic plates connects all islands, every island on the earth, the tectonic plates connected. But when earthquakes happen on certain intermediate tectonic plates, certain islands will feel it. That is how Abba does the earthquake, right? That's how earthquakes are happen. And you think UV seismic can teach you about this? UV seismic can teach you about this. They don't know nothing absolutely about this. Yeah, UV seismic knows nothing. All they know is science. UV seismic and USGS, all they know is just science. They teach you science, right? That's all it is, science. But I am teaching you the facts, the main, the real thing now, boy. Right? I'm teaching you the main thing, the real thing. You know what I mean? The real thing, right? Note, now we're talking about Dorian now. Here comes Dorian. Dorian happened right where the central mid-Atlantic ridge is, right? Dorian happened the exact spot where the central mid-Atlantic ridge is. Now, Dorian didn't come from Africa, as they say, storm started from Africa and storm coming from Africa. Dorian didn't start there. Dorian started in the central mid-Atlantic ridge. Yeah, in the central mid-Atlantic ridge is where Dorian started. And now we don't only have Dorian, now we have a new storm now forming off of Florida, and then we have a new one coming again. This one coming is going to create saturation for Rio Claro and all them different places. So why we looking on here? In the back here will be Guayari, right? Guayari, Rio Claro, and you will have places like Moruga will be somewhere up here. I think I'm right or wrong. I think Moruga will be somewhere up here. Somewhere here will be Moruga. All right, those are places will be shaken after the fact. But what I'm trying to explain to you all is that the only reason that Penal Rock Road get the earthquake on the 5th of August because of the split that is happening. Right, and because of the split that is happening, Penal experience, right? Penal Rock Road experience. I'm a monster strain boy. Penal Rock Road experience. Sorry about that. Penal Rock Road experience the earthquake. I'm doing something a little wrong there, but anyhow, I'm just trying to show you all a little more in advance of what I'm trying to show you, right? So the intermediate tectonic plate sits like this under the island of Trinidad, right through Penal. So right where Penal is, right? Right where penal is exactly where there's a main epicenter there, so to speak, right? So you have a better understanding how the another earthquake will be happening. Now the 10.1 earthquake will be generated from Carupano, right? Once it generates from Carupano, then we have Maturin now. In Maturin will be the 8.5 magnitude earthquake. Then we will have another earthquake in Tukupita or Tukupita. Alright, so Tukupita or Takupita, I don't really can't remember the real thing, but I think it's Tukupita or Takupita, whatever. But Tukupita will have an earthquake too. I didn't discuss about the other earthquake that happened to Tukupita, but now I'm telling you all there's a other earthquake. So we're talking about 10.1, then a 8.5, then a 7.1. You know, those earthquakes will have to happen here in order to break off this piece of land. So what will happen to the other piece of the land? Right, this is what you need to know, right? Remember how Trinidad is, right? If I tilt the map or turn it around in a different way, then maybe you might understand. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to turn the map around. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to tilt the map. So what I'm going to do is just do a little tilting of the map. I'm going to tilt the map so where people can see now, right? To make sure that you will understand, right, how certain things will be happening, right? And this might give you a better idea how Trinidad sits on a really important tectonic plate. This tectonic plate doesn't really do much damage per se, but Trinidad is not an active zone for earthquakes. No, that is because Yahuwah is doing some work. Because Yahuwah is doing some work, hence the reason why, you know, certain things will happen Carupano and Maturin. So I did a change, all right, in the drawing there, right, and I'm doing a rotation of the map, all right. So this could give you a little more idea. When it's settled, you will see the drawing in full force. Alright guys, I think I passed 1 hour. Not supposed to pass 1 hour. Alright guys, and this is how the tsunami will be happening. I just give you all a different idea. I hope that you all might see it a little better. But this is really awesome. This is the same place. Look where Barbados is, right? Let's just look where Barbados is. If you look, let's see. Right. If you look where Barbados is, Barbados is right there, right? And as I said already, the storm Dorian began in the central mid-Atlantic ridge. The central mid-Atlantic ridge is not far from Barbados, right? Central mid-Atlantic ridge. Then you have the northern mid-Atlantic ridge. The northern mid-Atlantic ridge will be about here, so right about here will be the northern mid-Atlantic ridge. Then we have Pacific Rise will be on the other side, right? The Pacific Rise will be on the other side. That is Columbia side. That will be the Pacific Rise. But we have the northern mid-Atlantic ridge. We have the central mid-Atlantic ridge. All right. So this is where the central mid-Atlantic ridge, the northern mid-Atlantic ridge is up here, the central mid-Atlantic ridge is down here. All right, so the storm Dorian began exactly where the central mid-Atlantic ridge is. All right, once it began where the central mid-Atlantic ridge is, then it's on a purpose, and it's on a purpose to create saturation. Right, it's all about saturation. It's all about doing the saturation and completing the saturation for a specific timing or a specific time frame. Right, remember this year, right, this year August the 21st, there were rains like that in Port of Spain. So since the 5th of August, Abbadiel started to do a phase of saturation. The first saturation began in Penal, and from Penal they move on to a different place. Places like Diego Martin in receive saturation. Places like Maraval in receive saturation yet. Those are places that really feel when the tectonic shift happened in Carupano, because those places are on the main fault line. So because those places are on the main fault line, I think soon I'll be talking about the earthquakes that happen in America. Well, the earthquakes already happening in America already. But, you know, I will give you all a more in-depth earthquakes that happen in Kansas itself, close to Oklahoma City. And I'll show you how Abba is splitting it to break off the other half, which will be Florida, and all this other half will be pushed aside, because so that the water from the ocean or the water that is melting in Greenland, it will come in between, and then it will create a split or a saturation or a divide or division. It will divide America in 7 parts. Right? America will be divided in 7 parts. Trinidad will be divided in 3 parts. Grenada and them can't be divided in no how, because they already small already. They're easy to be destroyed. Grenada is surrounded by water, so it's very easy to destroy Grenada. It's very easy to destroy St. Lucia, Dominica, Barbados, and all those islands, because they are surrounded by water. Trinidad is surrounded by water. Yes, they are, but in order to create a beautiful scenery for the rapture to happen, you had to create a mega tsunami. So when the mega tsunami happens, Shogunas, because that's where it will happen. You will never hear me change my tongue. I will not change my tongue and say the tsunami will happen point 14. You know, the tsunami will be stretched out, just like what I was showing you earlier. That's how it will happen. The tsunami will happen from point A stretch straight across to point C. The tsunami will happen from point C straight across to where places like Cedros, Pinal, all those places will be wiped out, as I told you already. So places like Moruga, Rio Claro, all those places, earthquakes happen. Alright, so what I'm going to do one last time, I'm just going to make a connection from the earthquakes that happened in Trinidad a few weeks ago. I'm just going to make a connection right here. Alright, and make a connection right here so that you all will understand. I just want you all to just understand, grasp it, right? The reason why, right? So as you can see, from Saparia go straight across, right, will be split. From Arima, Port of Spain will be split. So now you have a dividing. Now you have Trinidad will be divided in 3. 1, 2, 3. Right, the part in the middle will not survive the mega tsunami. The tsunami will be 7,000 feet high, and it will be at least I had to get the correct measurement, but judging from this distance, right? We're judging from the distance down here to the distance up here, right? These two distance up here, let's see. These two distance, this up here. I didn't know I could do that. Judging from the distance, right? Let's see if I can just put it back over there. So judging from the distance, right, the tsunami will be coming in, right? Remember I told you all already how the tsunami will be happening, right? Now right here is Grenada, right, and this will be St. George's, right? In order to create a mega catastrophic tsunami for the island of Trinidad and Tobago, you have to put things in a gear. So everything is a gear, everything is in a gear right now, just waiting to happen, right? It's just waiting to happen. So if you look carefully at the drawing, let me see if I could just do something a little extraordinary here. Let me see if I could just I don't think people seeing the drawing that well, and I just want you all to see the drawing, right? So I mean, I will have to, like, let me see if I can just put on the contrast a little bit and flip it around. I want to give you all an idea now. I just want to give you all an idea of how all points should be connected, or you will understand that. We live on a flat earth, we ain't living on a spinning ball. So it's not impossible for a tsunami to happen on a flat earth. It's impossible for a tsunami to happen on a spinning ball. If we was living on a spinning ball, the tsunami tsunami cannot happen on a spinning ball. You also know that by now, right? If you take water and you put it in a plate, it will settle. If you take water and you put it on a plate upside down with the bottom of the plate facing upward and you throw water in it, what will happen? It will never settle. That is because that should be an example to you that the earth is flat. Right, the earth is flat. No, I'm not a part of any flat earth society or anything like that, but I'm just trying to make you understand how the tsunami will be happening, right? So judging from this drawing here should give you a deeper understanding how the tsunami will be happening, right? So you need to watch from a more higher perspective. When you watch from a higher perspective, you'll be like, wow, so this looks like a plain field, right? It looks like a goal, this looks like a goal post and different things. This is how the tsunami will be happening, and this is how earthquakes are happening right now in Matrin and Carupano, Tucupita, and other places. There was a 4.4 earthquake happen here, then bam, there was a 4.1 earthquake here, then there was a 3.6, then there was a 3.8, then there was a 4.0 right here. I'm showing you all, boy, right? See what else, if you all could see the mouse there. So as you see in my mouse there, I give you a better idea how these mega catastrophic tsunamis will be happening. All right, so although it mightn't be 100% how you might want it, because I'm about Google Maps are using, so I'm trying to facilitate to explain it so that you all could understand it a little better. You know, it would be a little better for you all to understand. So as I said already, there's a fault line running from Maturin, right? Maturin is somewhere up here, right? Somewhere up here with Maturin, right? Maturin up here, which I don't have the full screen to show you because I want to show you where Dorian start. Dorian start right at this point, right at right at this point. Right at this point is where Dorian started. Right, Dorian starts here, right, and it didn't miss Trinidad really. It just passed close to Trinidad, right? And there's nothing called outer bands, right? Anytime a storm pass close to Trinidad, anything if the island has been affected by the storm, but then they are part of the storm, it has nothing called outer bands, or they will be affected by the outer bands. That is just bullshit, right? All them thing is just rubbish. All them thing is just make up thing that they're teaching you all. They're teaching you all make up things that they make up for themselves. They make up these things and they're telling you, well, bam, bim and bam, well, you know, they're telling you all about outer bands, aftershock, force shock, and all them kind of bullshit. Anything that happens after an earthquake, folks, is an earthquake, right? Anything that happens after a big earthquake, a small earthquake is an earthquake. Look, there are earthquakes right now happening in California right now. They're still calling it a freaking aftershock. They're still calling it a foreshock, right? How can an earthquake that happened from since July, right, and happening still in August be an aftershock? Think, right? Think. Anything that happens after an earthquake is an earthquake. It's another shift happening in the set spot in order to bring a separation, right? In order to bring a separation, in order to bring the tectonic plates in alignment to create a certain atmosphere, then they have to do things this way, right? Things have to happen this way in order to facilitate the shifts that will be happening. All right, so what I'm going to do is just going to take this opportunity to ask anybody if they have any questions at all. Right, I spoke a lot. You can take a screenshot if you want, right? You can take a screenshot of this. I mean, this is nice. I would take a screenshot because you're actually seeing from a heavenly perspective how Trinidad going to be saturated, how Trinidad going to be split in three, right? So the people who live on the island of Trinidad and Tobago, they really don't know what awaits them, right? Because UV seismic and them, they're up to no good, right? Because they don't really know how the fault lines running. They don't really know how the tectonic plates are laid. They don't really know. And let me tell you all something, if you don't believe all what I'm showing you all here, right? For proof, go on UV seismic page where it does report the earthquakes, and you will see all the points that I point out here. Every point, right? Every point that I point out here, there were earthquakes in Barbados, there were earthquakes in St. Lucia, there were earthquakes in Dominica, there were earthquakes in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of earthquakes happening in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of things that they're not telling you all because they don't know. They can't explain it, right? They can't explain it to you because they really don't know how earthquakes are caused. So they're telling you all the tectonic plate releasing energy and releasing stress and all them kind of rubbish. It's just bullshit, right? The angels are executing what is supposed to be executing because the end is here. Alright, the end time is here right now and people just don't see it. Alright, the earth is a harvest field. If you look from a distance, as I am looking from a distance, then you'll be like, wow, okay, so that is all the people. So the red dots that we see in there, that is where people live in, that is where people exist. That is streets and towns, that is lives there. If you go higher up, that's lives, that's St. Lucia, Dominican Republic, all those places, right? So if you follow my life, then you'll be like, wow, okay, so the 10.1 earthquake will happen, a 10.1 earthquake will happen rather, Panama City. From Panama City, then it will go to Jamaica. From Jamaica, then it will go to Carriacou. From Carriacou, then it will go, and I can show you all. I did drawings on this already, right? I did drawings on this already. Right, to do a second drawing here will be like, wow. But as I said already, in the Lesser Antilles, there is a tectonic plate to reverse all the islands. All the little mini islands there broke off from one another. If you have any questions, I think now will be the time. Right, and Martinique was one of the places that was saturated, real saturation happened in Martinique today. Right, as the storm Dorian, right, now crossed Martinique and now it's heading to Dominican Republic, right? It's to do saturation from Dominican Republic. The eye or the body of the storm will be able to fully from Dominica, it will stretch to Antigua and Bermuda, and from there it will go to Montserrat, and from Montserrat, what I was telling you last night, is where there will be a switch. There will be a switch happening. Then it will go to the Virgin Islands. Then it will go to Puerto Rico, just like I teach you all, right? Then it will go to Puerto Rico, right? Well, the British Virgin Islands, and then we'll go to Puerto Rico, and then it will go, alright, we're going to Puerto Rico, alright? And then when it goes to Puerto Rico, alright, then it will go to Bahamas, and then after Bahamas, then it will merge with the Tropical Depression 6. And when it merges with the Tropical Depression 6, then it will now form into a hurricane, right? It will form into a hurricane. The same Dorian will strengthen, yeah? It will strengthen, right? When it reach, when the storm Dorian almost reach, when it almost reach to when it almost reached to this place here, right? When it almost reached to this place that you're seeing here, what do you mean the place I just say? Anyhow, then Bahamas, then it will go to the Florida region, right? Florida is not far from here. Now, and when it goes to Florida, we reach to the Florida. I think we nearly reach Florida there. And then when it reaches the Florida region, which we almost reach the Florida region, we reach the Florida region already. And this, my brothers and sisters, is where our next storm has been formed. Right? So we have a next storm here right now. A next storm has been formed right here, and this storm will merge with Dorian. Dorian coming to merge with this storm, and right now this storm is moving very, very slow. So this storm now is waiting to merge with Dorian instead of creating a next storm up here, right? Excuse me. Instead of Abaddon creating a next storm up here, all right, they decide to use Dorian, since Dorian was predicted and prophesied by Archangel Samuel. Abba decided to use the same Dorian storm and merge it with Tropical Depression 6. So when Tropical Depression 6 meets up with Dorian, because Dorian is heading to Bahamas and all those other places, it wouldn't dissipate yet. It wouldn't dissipate yet unless if Abraham say, well, okay, well, we will dissipate it, and then we will go along with Tropical Depression 6, and we will saturate Georgia, we'll saturate Atlanta, then we will swing the storm. We will swing the storm rather to New York and Georgia and all these different places there, right? We're already there. Let me just change back the screen to show you all there. Right? So we already there. Just giving you all a little in depth so you all could see now, right? So we already reached Florida. We reached Florida already. I think we're in Florida. We in Florida? Yeah, I think so. We should be in Florida, as the next storm must start when we pass Florida, because Yucatan is like Mexico. I think we're in Florida already, or maybe we passed Florida. The next storm, I think I've gone a little bit too far. Alright. I think I've gone up a little too far. Right? I don't know if we passed Florida or what, but the next storm now will form right off the coast of Mexico. So alright, I'm going right. I need to go up here. And the next storm will form right off the coast of Mexico. Alright, so now you all understand. Now you all maybe have a better understand how all these storms will be formed. So what I'm going to do is just go back down to Trinidad, because I want to go back down to Trinidad. Right, this is Mexico here, by the way. Alright, this is Mexico, not Florida. Right, and this is the storm Dorian is going to merge with Tropical Depression 6, and it is going to go forth to Atlanta and do the saturation. Right, I can't see it because I don't know which distance that is right now. So you know the merging going to happen. And let me tell you something, nobody can sit down here and teach you all this, eh? Right? Nobody has no time to sit down and teach You all what I'm teaching you all here. Nobody had no time to do that. Right? So you're being blessed that I say now here I'm teaching you that. Right? But nobody ain't going to do that. Nobody ain't going to sit down and for hours and teach you all this. Right? Well, I'm not going to spend hours, by the way. Right? But nobody ain't going on, you know. This is Google Earth, by the way, so I could respectfully zoom out. Right? Maybe I might see right. Okay, I seen Florida. Florida is right up here, right? Right. Not too far from Florida is where the next storm started. Right? And this next storm started close to let me see if you all seen it. Florida, right? It's Florida right here. This is Florida, so the next storm, right, has started right here. The next storm started right here, and it's going up to Jacksonville. It's going to be saturated, right? Jacksonville, you know, the storm is going up, and then the storm is going to come to a stop. Remember, the purpose of the storm is to bring saturation, right? The purpose of the storm is to bring saturation, as I told you all. On the coast here, all these places that is close to the coast will be saturated, right? The saturation had to happen close there, right? And the purpose is to bring saturation, right? It's just to bring saturation so that the splits and everything else can happen beautifully normal. You are free to share this live in groups, and you are free to share this live wherever you want to share this live, as this is something that I believe everybody should want to learn about it. I had to zoom up because, oh gosh, I will have to go through the whole Google Earth thing, but I will have to see the ugly Earth, alright? You all will have to see now. So, you know, it's while I go into this side, I'll teach you all where the other split will be happening, right? While I wait for it to zoom up, I'll wait for it to come in. I'll have to like zoom in though. Oh my god, I will have to zoom in and wait because Google Earth trying to blur it out. So guys, this is the teaching for today. Alright, any questions? Google Earth blowing out the freaking thing. Yes, what the ass is this? Alright, Google Earth blowing it out. Sad, eh? Sad. Google Earth. Wow, they're blowing it out right now, so that the enemy is working hard to try to. There's something, folks. There's something. Google Earth now blowing it out, so that I can't go back to showing you all what I was teaching you all before because it is blurred out. Right? Remember, Google Earth is owned by the enemy, right? Google Earth is blowing it out. I'm having a hell of a time here. Oops, I'm watching through the wrong thing, but I should be watching through this. Alright, so now you all understand, right? Everything should make sense to you, right? When the screen fully develop. Alright, let me just wait for it to populate. And this, my friends, this is the official drawing, right, of how the tsunami for Trinidad will be happening. Wrong thing. So this is the official drawing, right? The connection in come on yet. Yeah. One. So as I was saying already, again, this is how the tsunami will be happening. Alright, this is at the pointers. I don't know why it's not coming up, because it's supposed to be coming up fully, where you're supposed to be seeing the lines and stuff like that, but it's not coming up. Let me see if I can like bring it in somewhere. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, folks, I'm just going to do a rotation a different way. So there's a tropical wave right now over Trinidad right now. Right? This tropical wave is to bring saturation for Diego Martin for the northwest of Trinidad to the northeast. So there's a tropical wave over Trinidad, and by later on this evening, we should see some rain. Alright, some saturation. Now, I'm not a meteorologist, right? So I wouldn't talk the bullshit rubbish that are talking about their pockets of rain and all that kind of bullshit, right? I'm not a meteorologist, so don't expect me to be talking and telling you all about pockets of rain and ash cloud and all that kind of nonsense, right? You won't hear that from me at all. Wow, it's taking a little while to load here. I hope that you all had the last drawing that I did, because somehow it's not coming up again. Right? It's not coming up. I did the drawing and thing, it's not coming up. Right? The drawing not showing as it should. That's not. I think I had it smaller than that, you know. So yeah, you see what? Yes. So yeah, now you see how the tsunamis will be happening for the island of Trinidad and for Tobago and the Caribbean islands. Alright guys, so I think that you all have an understanding there. Google is not loading back the drawing, right? So that means they thief it, right? The drawings is not being reloaded by Google. That means that Google thief the drawing, right? They're not loading back the drawing at all. That means that they thief it, yeah? The drawing gone, it gone, they thief it, right? But anyhow, those who see it before, I hope that they take a screenshot of it, right? So that's it, the drawing gone there, right? But those who see the unique drawing or the unique patterns of how the earthquakes will be happening, alright, I think the drawing's coming back. Alright, it did come back. Alright, so the drawings did come back there. Alright, those who saw the drawings, then you will have a better understanding how the tsunamis will be happening. Alright, now the reason why I did the drawing like this, because in order for a tsunami to happen in Shigona side, there must be a split to happen in Carupano and Maturin and Tukaputa, right? Tukaputa is this place here, right? Tukaputa. Is Tukaputa or Karuputa? Tukaputa. I think it's Tukaputa. But all those places is where earthquakes happen, folks. I'm telling you something that didn't happen before. Alright? All these places is where earthquakes happen. Where my mouse, boy? All those places is where earthquakes happen. Earthquakes happen here. Earthquakes happen here. This is where the earthquake happened on the 21st of August 18. 21st of the 21st of August 2018. This is where the earthquake happened, right? This is where it happened on the 21st, 2018. This is where it happened, and after that, a base of earthquakes happened here, right? So they needed to detach.
Shall you see where we are going? For our sake, I make to split. For the seeds of our sowing, destroy people. and never let I fail to live out the greater part of my day. Keep my strength, yeah, yeah, Jah, keep us straight. Whoa, never let us fail. No, live out the greater part of the day. Keep us strength.
He who suffers conquers, winning the crown of victory in the end. The hour is near, arise and defend all that our freedom we defend.
That's why teach you them right in the way they grow. Joy is a stream that constantly flow, and I don't wanna be unhappy, so let me live till I'm great. I work hard to get paid. Keep out of the appearance and backbiters way. Never let the seed of education decay no way. Try to keep us strength, yeah, yeah. I never let I fail. No, live out the greater part of my days.
Rastafari, and it's not side, we live the rules and reigns of all living things. King of all kings, rule all things.
Lord, give us strength, oh, never let I fail. To live out the greater part of my day. Give us strength, oh, Jah, give us strength, oh, never let I fail. No, to live out the greater part of my day. Give us strength, yeah. Indeed, as it estimates and way, but I'm not afraid. They all looking for what they can take. Coming on sight, appearing on shape. Lord, give us the vision to differentiate. Yeah, they wait, we shall escape. God who protect is greater than great. In all that we do, He owes our faith. Jah give us strength, yeah, yeah. Never let I fail. No, to live out the greater part of my day. Give us strength, whoa, Jah, give us strength, yeah, yeah. And never let I fail. To live out the greater part of my day. Give us strength, yeah. Teach the youth them right in the way they should go. Joy is a stream, constantly flow, and I don't wanna be unhappy. Let me live till I'm great. I work hard to get there. Keep out of the appearance and backbiters way. Never let the seed of education decay no way. Gotta give my strength, yeah, yeah. Never let I fail. No, to live out the greater part of my day. Give my strength, yeah, yeah, Jah, give my strength. I never let I fail. Oh, to live out the greater part of my day. Give my strength.
Shine up. Last day, is that here will not return. I see unattentively, witnessing tears rolling down cheeks. Carrying out about the damage they call it miscarriage. Put our strength in my heart.
Yeah, Jah give my strength. Yeah, yeah. I never let I fail. To live out the greater part of my day. Give my strength. Yeah, yeah, Jah give us strength. Wow, never let us fail. No, live out the greater part of our day. Give us strength.
He who suffers conquers. The sun, the moon, and the stars, they are accountable to you, yeah. The fullness of the earth, the storms, the wind, and the rain, obey your every command. They carry out your every plan. Who am I to question what you say? Who am I to challenge what you do? Everything that exists, it all.
Alright, so we have returned. Thank you for those who sent in screenshot for me. I cannot take screenshot. I don't know how to do that. Thank you for those who sent in screenshot for me. I cannot take. So we have returned. Thank you.
That exists, it all.
Alright, so we have returned. Thank you for those who sent in. Alright, so we have returned. Thank you for those who sent in screenshot for me. I cannot take screenshot. I don't know how to do that on this PC here.